Where have you been for 6 weeks? Where the hell have you been for 6 weeks? Welcome to Wide Open, ladies and gentlemen. It is 9 a.m.
We're back, baby.
August the 4th on a Monday, 2025 in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
A.D.
Let it out, brother.
A.D. Hi, everybody. How is everybody doing?
Huh?
What is everybody doing?
Starving.
What has everybody been doing? I don't even know what to say. We have been off for 6 weeks, yo. I'm just so happy to be back. I was so excited. I got up at 4:30 this morning. I had all my Spanish, did all my stuff, and then went to go take a little nap, and then had a dream. This is how you know when you're excited to come back. I had a dream that y'all were already live streaming, that I missed the time to start, and I woke up and I was like, oh my God, they're already starting. And no, you hadn't. We're here now. The band's back together again, gang. We got to watch the Blues Brothers movie now. The band is back together again.
Get it.
What's going on, everybody? We're now wide open for the next 3 hours. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, we've been off for hundreds of hours over the last 6 weeks. And
Do you feel rested, brother?
oh, dude, I'm so rested.
Tell us about it, please.
Yeah, I had time to. Well, sabbaticals are just that, right? There are times for you to rest, and there are times for you to reflect, and there's times for you to refresh and to pray and to allow the Holy Spirit to just come talk to you while you're resting. You're not striving. You're not in some mad pursuit trying to go see God, what do you have for me? You're in a rested position. You're allowing God to come to you like he came to Adam in the cool of the day. You know what I mean?
You weren't writing sermons while you were out and reading books to prepare for sermons and stuff? You were resting.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to look for new ways to scale the show and you know what I'm saying? I was just so completely rested. And so I turned 50. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got on my vintage 1975 shirt. You know what I mean? Because I'm 50 years old. I mean,
don't look it.
Listen, y'all. Let's be honest, all right? Put your biases aside that you have for me, right? For the 98.9% of people that watch Wide Open because you love vulnerability and you love how we present it. This doesn't apply to you. But for the what that would be the 1.1% of people that watch just to go get content because they hate. Hey, man. You might hate my content.
Amen.
But where are you going to find a better looking 50-year-old to hate?
Oh, no.
I mean, am I not adorable?
It's true.
I just have to be adorable.
Amen.
I look great to be 50.
do.
I look amazing. This is no cap. This is just the truth of the life I'm living right now. It's just the truth. So I had a great time. We went to Costa Rica in junio. We were there for 7 days. I actually turned 50 while in Costa Rica.
Amazing.
I spent 4 days in an immersion school, just one-on-one with this teacher, Mr. Antonio.
And we could tell. You were speaking Spanish earlier, and I was like,
Sí,
you weren't
vale.
even like,
Sí,
you
sí,
just have
sí.
to stop to think.
Yo tengo más práctico, entonces estoy mejor. Estoy mejor.
See?
And then we went to Montana in julio.
In the summer.
Yeah, in the summer.
Gorgeous.
But bro, it's 20 degrees cooler
Oh my
than
God.
Texas.
Sign me up.
They have a freshwater lake. It'll make you never get back in a lake that's in DFW again in your whole life. Because you know every lake around here is man-made. And it's muddy and brown and nasty.
Oh,
That
it's
water,
death.
you could literally scoop the water. Like it goes from, the snow-capped mountains melt from a creek to a river to the lake. In the mountains, you could literally just put your Stanley cup. I know that's bougie, but you could put a Stanley cup up under the freaking creek and just fill up your water jug and then cap it off and just drink it and keep driving up the mountain.
Crazy.
My mother-in-law almost died. Because
literally?
we were she had to do, it was so funny. It was so funny because my dad took us to the mountains all the time in Los Angeles, and so my daddy was I'm like, my dad would be so proud of me right now, right? And so I'm whipping through these mountains all the way up, boom, 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 and we're at elevations of 8,000 feet, 9,000 feet, and my mother-in-law is like, doesn't want to look over the edge. I'm like, did you think I brought you up here to do like a Dukes of Hazzard ramp off the side of the mountain? What are you doing? And so, but it was beautiful. My kids camped for the first time. And so for 4 days, we dropped them off at a camp. Shout out to Fresh Life Church and the Movement Conference up there with Levi and Jenny Lesko. It was beautiful. And then outside of that, I've been beasting. So the reason why you see the change in my Spanish is because I've been forcing immersion. So I do 3 hours. I do 3 hours of immersion in Spanish every day.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, man.
Yeah, just listening, just input. I just listen to Spanish all day on a level that I can understand,
Right.
or right above, and I read in Spanish every day now. So
Whoa.
it's
Dream in Spanish too. You said.
Sí.
Crazy.
Sí. Entonces, lo trabajando.
Estás trabajando.
Sí. That's it. What did y'all do? It's 6 weeks.
Why?
Julie.
I have been cooking a little baby.
Yes, you've been cooking the baby.
Yep. So, Any season? Yes. I mean, there's Russian seasoning, German, British, Colombian, Congo. My grandfather's from the Congo.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Oh.
Yeah. So we have some Spaniard roots, so those are the seasonings.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what
Colombia,
this baby's gonna look like.
people don't understand, but Colombia has such an African, strong African representation
Yep.
in the country. Cartagena.
And Chocó, that's where my grandfather's from, where a lot of Africans came from Congo.
Yep. Yep. Cali has a lot of Afro Latinas as well.
Yep.
So that's good to know. Okay, so that baby's well seasoned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very mixed.
Yeah, that's a mixed baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, that's just cooking up a baby.
Yep.
Just cooking up a baby.
And hanging out with my husband.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Having fun.
there it is.
Yep.
All right. That check-in's done. Juliana's like, I'm pregnant. I was pregnant for 6 weeks. Don't ask me what else I did. I was just pregnant. That's all I heard from Juliana.
And Julie, thank you for the ASMR from the phone. We hear the story
Oh,
in the mic.
no.
No, it sounds good, is what we're saying.
No.
We have a new audience for the ASMR listeners. They got to be overstimulated with not only a story about African Colombians, but the sound of the story of Tim talking.
Andy Mineo.
Andy Mineo?
Yeah, that was what was playing. No?
Oh, okay, understood.
Because I didn't hear it. Anyways, I'm posting the story, but then I got called on. So that's why I was like...
She was like, well, oh, you just want me to go now? I'm trying to work. I haven't worked in 6 weeks. I'm trying to work now. And now y'all want me to talk. Cool. I was pregnant. You happy? I'm cooking a baby. Anybody else got something to say? My turn is gone. Have you cooked a baby lately? Have you had a human in you since you left? Has a human been growing inside of you since you left? Oh, no. Oh, no?
Yeah,
Oh,
Hector.
yeah, so then why don't you go next?
We were all like, Julie on the spot.
Who's trying to
Like, I
post
don't
for
know,
the first time in 6 weeks? She's like, how does Instagram work again? She's like, how does this newfangled thing work? Crap is hilarious.
All right, Derek, go ahead, brother.
Oh,
Hector just wants to go last.
Right, he does.
This dude's pushing out.
Also, Derek, you're
Mommy,
tan.
can you go next? What? Mommy she doesn't work here, Hector. What are you doing? Is Nathan around? Can he go next? What? Why do you want to be the last? You have some big reveal? What is the
He
deal?
probably does.
No, so when I went to go get my disorders checked for like psychiatry or something like that, my top one was narcissism. I said, this is great. I'm going to feed into this as much as possible. So I need to be last so I have like the final voice.
Oh, this
I
is
feel
good.
like propped up on a stage. I feel like I can be, how do I say, like I can,
Propped up on the stage is crazy.
That is crazy.
Just
You
go ahead
know-
and go, Hector. You're on a roll.
it's just, if that's the disorder, I said, thank you, Lord.
Oh
Go ahead,
my
Derek.
That's
God.
hilarious.
Too much?
No.
Too much?
No, that was good.
All right, thank you, brother.
So I went to the same doctor.
What did,
Just kidding.
did the doctor tell you the same thing?
Hold on, let me check ChatGPT. Remind me of what it said. Oh man, I miss you guys. I love you.
Miss
guys.
you
We
too.
missed you.
What was the question?
What'd you do in July?
What did you do for 6 weeks?
I did everything, man.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Now you never had a sabbatical before.
I didn't. I hadn't.
I remember. Now let me just set this up because I want to know what your 6 weeks was like. But let me tell you something. On our last day, Derek was lost.
really was.
Derek was like, "What am I?" So we don't.
Read a book.
We don't do nothing?
Yeah.
It's like, no, if it has something to do with like work here, you don't do it. And he was like, all right, but like, do you want me to post at least old stuff that we got to like keep? I was like, no, you just don't do anything that has to do with this. We're not gonna even talk about it. And he was like, hey man, I may need to call you in a couple of days to see if I'm doing this right because I don't even know if I'm. So
I checked in a couple of times.
you did check in.
I checked in twice.
You did. You did.
Man, it was a blessing. I'm grateful to work with someone that follows Yeshua like you, because I realized the mandate. I remember leaving here and I was like, yo, Tim, because you had this whole thing about divine intervention before we left on an episode. And I was like, Tim, is sabbatical divine intervention? And you were like, no, it's a mandate. And that carried me the whole time. I went home and I was like, what am I supposed to do? I was literally in prayer, meditating, like, I'm used to working. Like it's attached. It's part of my attachment issues. The way that I people please and I serve and I do acts of kindness, all this stuff.
Yep.
And the Holy Spirit really revealed to me, it's like, yeah, it's time to work on your first ministry.
Let's go.
And it's time to work on your temple.
That's awesome.
And so I went home. I went to the doctor, got my checkup. I'm
Good.
about to be 2 years away from 50, so I
for
checked
sure.
all the things.
Yeah,
Where?
absolutely.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Because I want to live.
Yeah,
That's the
for
way
sure.
I'm going to serve
Amen.
my first ministry the best.
That's right.
That's
my
good.
health.
Absolutely correct.
Went to therapy.
Good.
So started going to therapy weekly.
Good. Good.
The process group therapy here was amazing.
Yep.
But found a therapist that I've been locked in with doing weekly.
Fantastic.
And
Amen.
I processed sabbatical with my therapist.
Good.
Because I was like, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And here I am.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Went to the optometrist, got my eyes straight.
Hey.
Good.
Going to the dentist this week.
Hey.
Yeah. So I'm like, let me get
You
all
making
that.
your rounds.
Yeah.
Let me get all
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Joanne and I went to, and the kids went on July 1st through the 7th, met our friends, our good friends in Phoenix.
Yep.
Flew out there and then drove down to Mexico
Yep.
and was on Puerto Peñasco on the coast of the Sea of Cortez for like a whole week. And that's what kicked off my sabbatical and got me off social media.
Wow.
And I ain't going back to social media, dude, at all. We were talking about that before we jumped on. Like, it's the Matrix.
Yeah.
You said it was the Matrix, and I feel that because I was spinning when I went back on. I was like spinning, and I realized and recognized that it's just so much negativity, and
Can
I'm just focused on serving my family, and there's no way I could do both.
Yep.
And I was realizing I was distracting myself from a lot of things, including the most important one, which was taking care of my temple.
Yeah, for sure.
So I got a new workout regimen. I got a new eating regimen.
He's lost a lot of weight. He looks incredible.
Thank you, Hector.
looks
And
really
tan. Very tan.
Hey,
Look good,
yeah,
dude.
thank you. I need to work on me.
Yeah.
I need to work on me. And like I've had bad experiences losing weight and workout regimens, but I got inspired by Hector, man. He showed me his app that he does with Lose It, tracking all my macronutrients, working out 5 times a week now.
It's good.
Hey.
So I'm like, I want to live.
Yeah, for sure.
And I want to take care of the temple. So
Yeah.
that's been my devotion. Remember Nicole Roth was here talking about her devotion was
Yeah.
in the forest?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, my devotion now has been in the gym because I'm taking care of the
That's
temple.
awesome.
Yeah, that's dope.
I'm trying to be Simon of Cyrene.
Yeah.
So that way I can carry the cross.
I love it. Ooh, that's fire.
Amazing.
Amen.
Yeah, you did it right.
So I love y'all. I
We
miss
love you.
guys.
Hey, yo,
I miss you guys so much.
for sure.
Like, and I'm happy to be here back with the Dwellers too.
That's dope. I love it.
And Daphne also gifted 10 memberships.
Oh my god.
So we have 11 new members.
We just got back.
We just got back.
Thank you, Daph.
Yeah, it's
Are
pretty
you
cool.
kidding me? That's fire. Hector.
It was the best summer ever.
Was
I
it?
kept saying it. I was manifesting that. I'm like, especially before going into summer, I said, this is going to be the best summer ever. And it was dope. Me and Rachel traveled a lot.
Yep.
We road tripped a lot. We got to go see her granny. She just lost her husband. That's Rachel's step grandpa.
Okay.
Is what it would be.
Yep.
But we went to go see her blood granny. So
Got
we
it.
hung out there, Gulf Shores, Florida, and then I don't know what else we did. We went to Broken Bow for our anniversary. That wasn't even in summer. I'm just thinking of old memories. I've lost a total of 38 pounds now. Lost 38 pounds. And been super strict with like my alcohol intake. I try not to drink more than once a week and under supervision.
Yep.
So like I'm with Rachel or I'm with like two of my trusted friends.
Yep.
And I'll never go past 4.
Wow.
If we're gonna have a fun night.
Yep.
But most of the time it's a Malibu diet. 2 of those because that equals one drink because
Got
it's
you.
20% of the alcohol content.
Okay.
So I've really gotten like a lot of addictions like disciplined, especially with the porn. Like that was the toughest one because all the access on the phone. But my phone's been a brick. Tim has been like my dean, like a college dean, or
College dean is funny.
so Tim has. I can't download any apps because I submitted my accountability to him. So it works, like just being not having access to it.
That's right.
So that's been really good, not having that sexual urge
Yeah.
to give into that specific vice.
Yep.
And not having social. So I've been posting a ton. Like I've been making a bunch of content, but everything gets posted through here.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a
Absolutely.
news reporter now. You should see his clips.
We're going stupid viral. It's amazing.
Hector's social media account is
It's going crazy.
I love it.
It's been amazing.
I love it.
So I've been doing that. I'm super rich now, and we're gonna take it. Yeah, we're gonna sell this thing to an agent, and they're gonna take advantage of us, and it's all gonna work out.
Got it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Just like a car wreck. It's gonna work just like a car wreck.
Never been in a situation like that in my life. But summer was awesome. It was really good.
Yep.
We celebrated Rachel's birthday yesterday.
Awesome.
She's 29.
Oh,
29.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Rach. I've never said Rach before. I don't know if she'll like that, but whatever. We'll do it. Listen, y'all. Couple of format changes to Wide Open that I want to make y'all aware of. We are going to start doing what we call Focus Fridays, which we take one theme that you all vote on, and that's all we'll talk about for 3 hours. That's all we'll talk about in the first hour. And then when we take calls, we will deal with that specific theme. All calls will deal with that specific theme on Friday. So we will open up the polls today of 5 different topics you can choose from, and then choose the topic, and then you can vote between Monday and Thursday. And on Friday, that is the theme that we will talk about. Obviously, we're wide open on everything Monday through Thursday, but on Friday, we'll get specific on one theme or one topic and talk about that thing for the whole day. Just dig in there, deep process, and help as many people as we can get through that thing. When do the polls? When would the polls open?
We could do it through Discord, I was thinking, unless you guys want to do it on YouTube. I don't know. It's completely up to you guys. I was thinking we could do it like how you were saying on Tuesday, but I'm open to suggestions. We haven't really talked about it.
Well, Discord is.
We're going to do it on YouTube, and you have to be a member. It's going to be a members-only poll. So if you want to weigh in, if you want to be a part of it, you got to be a member.
Okay, great.
It's good.
I feel like that's the move. That's
Yeah.
people. They're already sewing into us.
Right.
That exclusivity. What do y'all want to talk about?
Yep, absolutely.
That's great.
So that's an
Yeah.
idea I'll submit to you.
Done deal.
That could be cool.
That's it.
That's
That's it. So we'll post it
In the YouTube chat,
in the YouTube chat.
members poll only.
Yep, members poll. And there it is. You made that too simple. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 9:20. Let's get into the news, shall we? First thing that we're gonna talk about are these. I mean, when 6 weeks goes by, there's a lot of news that goes by.
We can hit whatever you want. I have a
Bro,
bunch of stuff.
there's so much stuff that can be talked about. Where I want to start today is this Coldplay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This affair that happened for the whole world to see.
Crazy.
That has gone viral. And I mean, everybody has talked about it. Obviously, what I'm more interested in getting to is the wife's response, which was just, to me, the most comprehensive, calculated, contextual, calm response that I've ever seen to any spouse dealing with a public affair. So everybody should know the story by now. But if you do not know the story, there was a guy who was the CEO of some company. His name is Andy Byron, who was caught on a kiss cam at a Coldplay concert with the HR director of the same company. They were in an embrace, just rocking out to the vibes. Listen, if you having an affair, right, stop. But if you're gonna have an affair, like the usually the way affairs are set up is that they're covert, right? It's like we are clandestine, right? We're spies, we're agents on different types, on different sides of the Cold War. I fell in love with a Russian spy and I'm an American spy. Neither one of us can blow our covers because then we'll be Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And who wants all that popping off, right? So the nature of affairs is usually we meet at an undisclosed location and, you know, we check into the same hotel, but then we unlock the door in the middle. You know what I'm saying? We devise the rooms, or I get here early and then I leave a key card for you under a potted plant. I don't know. I'm just freestyling, right? And then you get it, and then you meet me, and we're like, oh, right? Because it's secret. It's supposed to be a secret, right? And then if you do go out somewhere, you're like in France, right? You live in Seattle, but you're in France, right? Or you're in Mexico City, or you're in New York at in the middle of Soho at an Italian restaurant, right? At like 11:30 at night. Because what you don't want to get is caught. It's usually how affairs work, right? This guy's not saying, I've already filed divorce papers and I'm moving on to another chick. He's still going home to his wife like everything's cool, right? And I don't know if she was married or not.
With
she
kids.
was she was married too?
Tell us about it.
Yeah.
Do you have like some more details of what her marriage status, kids, and all that stuff?
Yeah, like her and her husband just bought like a new house 5 months before this accident. They have like 3 kids. He has kids too. Yeah, so she's married.
Yeah, okay, so both of them are married, right?
Yeah.
And they don't know how to affair right.
Yep.
This is the thing. These two people don't know how to have an affair.
Nope.
Right? Affairs are supposed to be clandestine. They're supposed to be secret. Now, am I trying to give you affair 101? No. I'm just saying what you don't do is go to a public concert when you're already both upper middle class. You're clearly in some like suite. You're not just, you know what I'm saying? They didn't catch you in the nosebleed sections.
Right.
They caught you posted up. Like you're on the bow of the Titanic. The only thing she didn't do was this. Right? He was behind her,
Yep.
hands over her waist, and
Yep.
if she would have done this, it would have been the Titanic, right?
Why are they so red? They look awful. I mean, the suntan, no, just zero shame. You're gonna go to a Coldplay concert like that? They're playing Yellow.
Okay,
Sparks.
so they're at this place, and as soon as the camera hits them, she does the sugar honey iced tea face, and bro ducks.
Oh, I gotta get the video now.
He tries to dive.
I gotta get the video now.
Bro tries to dive
That's nuts.
underneath like a bar to not be seen. Like, why bring more attention to it? Here we go. Here we go.
Look at these two. All right, come on. You're
Bro literally tried to duck,
either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
and bro,
Chris just called him out.
Chris is so prophetic. He only has two options for this gesture.
He's a savage.
Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. Oh, it's the former. They're not shy. They weren't shy enough to hide the fact that they were having an affair.
Bruh.
They were just trying to hide the affair. You go to a Coldplay concert.
And not even that, they got warned. Before the webcam started, Chris Martin made an announcement. Hey, we're about to start. I forget what it's a specific name.
Kiss cam or whatever it's
yeah.
called.
They
If you
got
don't want to be
warned.
on, move out of the way.
Right.
Move around.
Or play it cool.
Or
Like, just, like.
all they had to do was keep it posted
Right?
up. Because who was going to see
Exactly.
it? It was not going to go viral.
Exactly.
Bruh.
If you ain't at the Coldplay concert and you don't know astronomer this guy,
Uh-huh.
it's not going to happen.
Right.
But no. This dude ducks.
Stupid. So stupid.
He tried to disappear
Embarrassing.
like he was 4. When your baby's 4 and you catch him doing something he's not gonna do, he's gonna like move his body as if moving his body makes him disappear.
Right?
That's what this dude did, but he's grown. Makes no sense at all.
Oh, my goodness.
But child, let me tell you.
Yep. For what? Ruined their
Let
lives
me
for what?
tell you what this woman, Mrs. Byron, her formal statement released on July 18th. Here's what it says. It says formal statement from Megan Byron, parenthetically, wife of Andrew Byron for now. Y'all not ready. July 18th, 2025, Manhattan, New York. Y'all not ready for this. Okay. Y'all not ready for this. It has come to my attention, and apparently to the attention of half the internet, that my husband, Andrew Byron, has made certain choices. Public ones. Under stadium lights. During a Coldplay concert. A venue not typically associated with infidelity. But here we are. Let me be perfectly clear. I am not issuing this statement in defense, nor in heartbreak. I am issuing it in power, in precision, in silk gloves and sharpened wit. I will not be engaging in performative forgiveness, nor am I interested in the optics of grace. What Andy has done is not just humiliating, it is banal, common. A man of ambition brought down by his own astonishing lack of imagination. I have retained counsel. I have reviewed holdings. I have reallocated what was once ours into what is now very clearly mine. I am not spiraling. I am ascending. And while Andy may have quoted Coldplay in his statement, I will simply say, when the lights went out, I saw everything clearly. To those who expect tears, I don't cry for clowns.
Oh, dang.
I schedule, I document, I rebuild. This is not revenge. It is refinement.
Oof.
And he will feel it in the silence that follows.
Oof. My question is, girl, how'd you get there?
She's doing her work.
She does her
That
work.
She does her
part.
work.
That part.
That statement.
He cheated on the wrong one. He cheated on the wrong one. Let me tell you something. Now, this goes for spouses, male and female. If you had this type of energy, the lessons that would be learned by your spouses would be permanent. I am not saying that there's never room to forgive. I'm not saying that there's never room for grace. Obviously, we believe in that. We believe in restoration. We believe in healing. We believe in second chances. We believe in a God that gives second chances, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 298th chances, right? 70 times 70, all the things, right? And some people will not learn until you leave. This is the message from presently, soon to be former, Mrs. Megan Byron. Her statement is, there are some people that are so foolish, you don't even dare give them a second chance because they will do the same thing to you again. That's not everybody's testimony, but she clearly knew it was his. And obviously, whatever was going on in the marriage up into this was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Not black, but back. And so, kudos. Kudos to a Mrs. soon to be former Megan Byron, who really understood the assignment and wasn't going to allow anything this man said to get in the way of her taking the exit strategy that he clearly gave her. If you got your arms around some woman at a Coldplay concert, you've made your choice. Ain't no sense in coming home and saying, let me explain. Oh my God, I didn't. No, you made your decision. Again, if you down and again, anywhere is wrong. In any infidelity, anywhere is wrong. So let me just disclaim that. But if you was at a Motel 6 and you just caught up in a fling, it's one thing. When you plan a trip to a concert, you've made your decision. That's who you really want to be with. Be with them. God bless your lives. Go be with them. But this house is man. The cars are man. Go get some more. Go get some more. Go re-up somewhere else, but you ain't gonna re-up with me. That's Mrs. Megan Byron.
Boss.
Boss move. Boss move. What you gonna say to it?
Bye.
What you gonna say to it? It's that statement was, ooh, that thing was,
Oh, yeah.
ooh, that thing had smoke on it.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as I read it, I was like, oh man.
I hope that empowers others.
I hope it empowers the
Yeah.
people that watch our show.
Yeah.
Right? Like some people deserve a second chance. You got to use discernment in all of this.
Right.
But when somebody has showed you their hand like this,
Yeah.
if you're going to be booed up with somebody at a concert, that's who you really want to be with.
Yeah.
So be with them. Don't come home. You ain't got to come home and tell me nothing. I don't got to know nothing. I already saw it. I saw it with everybody else. And your shame wasn't because of what you did. It was because of what got seen. So yeah.
They're poor children. Like,
With big smiles on their face. Big old smiles. Big red smiles on their face. Look at them. Just as
Sunburn.
lobstery red.
It's a nightmare. That's what they should be ashamed about.
yeah.
Or sunburn.
They look awful.
Well, I'm so happy. All right, some people died.
Yeah.
Some people died. And I'm sad about these deaths. So Malcolm Jamal Warner was first. And what made this so surreal to me is we were in Costa Rica for 7 days. And 2 weeks later, this man dies in Costa Rica. Now, here's the thing. Juliet's a beach bunny. She's always at the beach. The lifeguard told her, our beaches are built different. Don't swim in our water. The riptides and the currents, we don't have beaches that you go play in. This thing will take you away. Juliet, and the tide is sneaky, right? Mm-hmm. So Juliet was at a place on the beach where the tide was, 20, 30 feet away, right? She goes to get all her stuff. Her shoes are off. The tide comes up, takes one of her sandals, and just
Never saw it again.
never saw it again. It came up that fast.
Wow.
She was like, yeah, that thing was, I tried to go get it, but it was gone.
I'm glad she didn't.
Right?
Ooh.
Yes.
So Malcolm Jamal Warner and his friend are swimming at this beach, and that riptide took them both under. But it spit his friend back out. He lived. He survived. But when Malcolm came up, he was dead.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know it was a friend. I thought it was his daughter.
His daughter was there on the beach with him as well, but his friend was in the water and also got swept up under.
It's terrible.
So imagine the trauma he has to live with. Died July 25th. Died July 25, 2025. On the 21st or the 22nd, or the 20th or the 21st, during a family vacation. We weren't in the same area that he was, but those rip currents are. When he came back, the team was right there and tried to revive him, but he was already gone. Because if you get pulled under and you panic, you're cooked. It don't take long. You ain't got to be under there for 20 minutes. It could be 3 minutes and it could be over. So, obviously, we grew up with this man in our homes while he was a kid. He's 4 years older than me. We all knew him as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, and he is a great actor. Most childhood actors don't have any work into their adulthood, and he did. In theater, in other shows, he had a great show with Eddie Griffin, and was in a newer show called, I think, Residence. Is that the name of that show? But anyway, our condolences to his family, because that is just a. Oof. Theo, man. Theo.
We grew up with Theo.
We grew up with Theo. And that's actually, imagine that's the first actor on the Cosby Show to pass. Principal actor, within that family, that nuclear TV family.
Yeah.
The young lady that played his girlfriend Justine, she had passed away years and years before. Her name eludes me right now, but yeah, it just sucks, man. Ozzy Osbourne died. Who is basically the godfather of like rock and roll and like heavy metal. Obviously his claim to fame or infamy is when he bit off a bat's head.
That's so crazy. It's so crazy. That same.
Dude, I found out he got banned from San Antonio for 10 years in the 80s for peeing on the Alamo.
What?
Bro,
he was deep.
Bro peed on the Alamo. He was drunk and he was just staggering around San Antonio He was at the Alamo and he just peed on it.
That's pretty funny.
Obviously, he didn't pee on the whole Alamo. He just peed
On
on
the
a
grounds.
part of the Alamo grounds. If he had enough
Savage.
urine to saturate the entire Alamo, I'm not sure you ban a guy like that. I think you make him part of your fire department.
Man. You can put a fire out.
It's gonna smell later, but it'll be out. It'll be out. Yeah, he gone.
His funeral was so sad.
Was it really?
Oh, it was tons of people. It was actually done very well. But seeing his wife, I just.
Oh, she had to be.
Ooh.
Well, how
that
long
got
had they
me.
been married? They had to be
Oof.
married for
Decades.
Oh yeah.
decades, right?
Oh yeah.
And here's how legendary his going out was.
Well, can I say this before you say that, Hector? He had done a show like 3 weeks prior.
That's what I was gonna say. Incredible.
Yeah, is that what you were about to say?
So he got off of his pain meds for this show, so that he could be coherent and sing his heart out. He sounded incredible. He sounded great. He sat down the whole show.
yeah, he was sitting down the whole show,
Bro,
but did all his hits.
It was his
Yeah.
goodbye. And then think about the song "Mama, I'm Coming Home."
His last song.
Chills.
And I pulled this up. We don't have to get into it, but Dylan Novak, this evangelist, he did speak with him, and the claim is that he helped him give his life to the Lord
Yeah.
prior to his death.
prior
Yeah.
to his death.
Wow.
Yeah,
Praise God. Praise God.
just crazy, dude.
Unbelievable. Man, I am yeah, I didn't know the story behind him like getting off his meds.
He got off his pain meds because those pain meds they just
Of course
dilute
you
your
yeah,
being.
for sure. They keep you in
So you got to think about it. He's in agony pain, experiencing this concert, but it's his goodbye.
he knows it is too.
Oh,
Yeah.
electric.
Yeah. Wow. And then he dies.
Yeah.
Wow. Well. What a life. What a life. And to know that at the end he gave his life to Jesus. Amen. I'm with it. I never want to be the guy that like gets in at the last moment. And thank God for grace.
Thank God.
Right.
That he
Right.
will accept you at the last moment, just like he did the thief on the cross. Right? He will
Yeah.
he will accept you at the last moment. That's how gracious God is.
Oof.
You could have a life taunting him. And at the very end, he's like, "You cool? Like you want it?
Yeah.
I'll still take you in if you want to come in." You
No
know,
one's too far gone.
no one's too far gone. That's a blessing.
Oof, that makes me want to cry.
That's a blessing.
For real.
And rounding out the famous deaths,
No, brother.
Incredible impression.
For real.
rounding out the deaths. If you haven't said your prayers and taken your vitamins, got to let you know that Terry Jean Bollea went home to tear up those T-shirts in the sky.
don't do steroids, people.
He also got saved 3 years
He
ago.
also found the Lord, huh?
Yeah, he did 3 years ago.
American.
Rocky 3 or Rocky 2?
One of them. Terry Jean
one
Bollea,
of them.
otherwise known as Hulk Hogan. By many regards, the most famous wrestler of all time. Died on July 24th at the age of 71 at his home in Clearwater, Florida, following a cardiac arrest. He was pronounced dead at a local hospital no more than 90 minutes after medical responders arrived. Yo, this dude body slammed Andre the Giant.
Crazy.
Hulk Hogan was also a giant.
Oh yeah.
Huge.
Massive.
Big dude.
6'7", 300 pounds in his prime.
6'7", 300 pounds.
Jacked.
24-inch biceps.
Crazy.
Wild.
What you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you? Dude, he was larger than life. He said nigger a few times.
Confirmed.
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 We got to confirm white man saying nigger.
Got a confirmed apology.
Okay. He said that he's kind of a racist. He did say it out of his own mouth. But in terms of an entertainer, wow. wow. What a life.
Yeah.
What a wrestler. I mean, WWF evolving to WWE would not be what it was if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan. Sure. Bottom line. They never get to where they are if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan.
The other company too, WCW, had a big impact by Hulk Hogan as well.
That's right, because he was a villain over there.
NWO.
Yeah, NWO.
It was great.
Yeah.
theatrics.
He went over there and blacked out.
Got gangster. Him and the whole crew went over there and got gangster.
Yeah. They got gangster over there.
Yep.
Wow. All right, who's alive still?
We are. I see you.
Jinx, double jinx.
You owe me a soda.
What kind of soda you want?
Ginger ale.
Locked in. We're going to Buc-ee's. Field
Bucky.
trip,
I went to
field trip,
Buc-ee's in
field
July.
trip.
She took herself. She could have taken
No,
no more.
Caleb took me. It was great. I was so happy.
Which Buc-ee's did you go to?
To Tyler.
Oh, in Tyler.
Yeah. We were meeting Ashley Fisher. We're doing a maternity shoot with
Okay.
her. One of our adults. Shout out Ashley Fisher.
Yeah, shout out
And
Ashley.
I was like, we're going to pass Buc-ee's. And Caleb's like, say less. And I said, yes.
What did you get out of there?
What didn't I? I'm kidding. He got, I think, some jerky. I got banana pudding, one of those peanut butter chocolate huge beaver hockey pucks.
Was it delicious?
It was so good.
Did you eat the whole thing?
I did, and I
Yeah.
had their chicken and fries.
Oh.
Chicken
I'm
and
pregnant,
fries?
so
Tim,
yeah,
how
they have,
grossed
like-
out are you right now?
I'm not grossed out. I'm just, this is interesting.
Yeah, like,
They have
I-
chicken and fries?
They have They had.
Death.
He got like a brisket sandwich. It wasn't death.
Oh, it's caloric death. It's over. You eat that, you're getting a lump. It's over. You gotta be
Wow.
careful.
She already got
Dang.
one. Dude. She's pregnant, dog.
How many lumps are you trying to give her?
He's
This is
it's
terrible.
death. It's sin, gluttony. Gnashing of the teeth.
Yo, gnashing of the teeth has me weak. Gnashing of the teeth has me completely weak.
Field trip.
Field trip. We ready? For
I thought
Buc-ee's
of
yet,
y'all,
Tim,
though.
or no?
Somebody said a famous chef died too. Some chef died?
Lonnie Anderson. There's all kind of people apparently
Yeah.
that died too.
Everybody just dying.
Everyone's
Yeah.
just like
They don't want it no more.
they're not renewing their subscription.
They're not renewing their subscription to life.
I don't even know
man.
what.
My kids say that all the time. When somebody dies, oh, I remember Anne Burrell. Yeah, Anne Burrell died. They say hers was confirmed as a suicide though.
Oh.
Man.
Or maybe we can't say that. Unaliving.
Alive.
She committed suicide. You hear that YouTube algorithm?
Give us some money.
Give us some money.
But yeah, she unalived herself. An acute intoxication from a combination of multi-syllable things: diphenhydramine, ethanol, cetirizine, and amphetamine.
Oh, it's the same stuff that's in the chicken and fries at Buc-ee's.
Oh
Just
my
kidding.
God.
Just kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm
I'm
kidding.
trying to live.
I'm kidding.
Okay, I'm subscribed.
I'm
to
kidding.
life.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Derek.
I'm gonna bring it back.
Wow. Derek just said that
Dude, I'm
Buc-ee's
so
chicken and
hungry.
fries kills chefs.
Bringing it back.
But you're not a chef. That's why you live.
That's
Booyah.
that's what it
Amen.
was.
There's your
So
redemption.
she,
was anointed.
do we know why she took her life?
No, we never know why anybody takes their
What
life.
a ripoff.
Dude, it is. She was on Food Network for a long time. Man, oh that sucks too.
She-
Oh yeah, Dodie Osteen died. Joe Osteen's mama.
Yep.
She gone too.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, she got up out of here too.
And the jazz player, Chuck Mangione,
Chuck Mangione died. He
at
got
84.
84. He got up out of here too.
Yep. Everyone's
Jokers
canceling
is chunking
distributions,
deuces.
Yeah.
Jokers is
Yo.
chunking deuces.
Can I share something?
There's a back.
In regards to the Osteen hitter?
Derek,
go ahead.
Derek is
There, go ahead.
great. Derek has his first sabbatical and now he cannot help himself. Bro said they're on sabbatical.
They're not coming back, brother. They're not coming back.
Weak, bro. What is happening over there?
She's dead.
Oh my God,
sorry.
they're on sabbat. Imagine telling your
I have
kids,
tears.
"Grandmommy died." Oh, she's just on sabbatical. Oh, yay, we'll see her when
Oh
she
my
comes. Oh
gosh.
no, it's not that type of sabbatical.
no.
This is a different sabbatical.
She's honoring the mandate.
This is a. Lord have mercy on my
Rest in
soul.
peace, man.
Oh, Jimmy Swagger died too. He got up out of here too.
Remind me who that is.
Jimmy Swaggart was the famous evangelist, and
He was swaggy.
but back in the I think 70s or 80s, he confessed that he had been sleeping with
Debbie
prostitutes.
Or no.
Oh.
Oh, he was freaking.
He was like massive crusades, and then going
wow.
to like just and then going to the hotel and getting some prostitutes come through.
What a nightmare.
That one I
Just a
haven't heard of.
swing,
Wow.
you know.
Oh, he had a swing? Like
And-
he would get on the swing?
No,
Some men are into that.
no, I'm just talking about the
my
pendulum swing
Lot
of
of
like
white men.
being
Rich old white guys.
used by God,
They want to get whipped.
and then
Yeah.
on the other side having
Yeah.
sexual
Hmm.
deviations that they cannot control.
Can I share the thing about those thing?
You just wanted me to shut up, didn't
No,
you?
man, I'm just submitting.
No, you just wanted.
It doesn't
You were
have to
like,
do with
hurry
the
up and
swing."
finish what you're saying. He interrupted me while I was trying to say what I was saying, and then he's like, "Are you done now?" Because I want to say something about Dodie Osteen. What the? Is this your homegirl? Did you know her personally? Why?
fired.
But go ahead. Hector.
Okay, so yesterday I was at a bar that would be, I wouldn't say it's a gay bar, but I would say, let's say it's a bi-curious bar, okay? It's Rachel's birthday, so we went to a
Hey,
place.
dog. That's a gay bar.
Okay, it's a gay bar.
You don't.
Bi fella, bi-curious, whatever you want to do. I'm straight there.
Oh my.
But we went because it's one of our old favorite dive bars. So you say, you know what? We're going to go.
Did
This
it
place-
change over time, or has it always been that?
Still gay. Okay, so it's called Liquid Zoo. Don't go there. But here is what's
Liquid Zoo is crazy.
It's called Liquid Zoo. Don't go there. Here's what's crazy. Tim, look at this, please. There's a gay guy singing. Wait for it. Look who's preaching on the TV. Joel Osteen's wife. They got Joel Osteen's wife at the gay bar preaching a sermon
No way.
So this was on a Sunday.
yesterday.
Yesterday.
What?
They got Lakewood playing at the gay church, huh? How crazy is that?
But on
At the
mute.
gay church.
Oh yeah, she's on mute. He's singing
While he sings.
He's singing Chappelle Ronan, sounding terrible.
That's
And-
crazy.
yeah. What are you gonna do?
He's doing karaoke and she's
Yeah.
trying to say, God's gonna bless you.
My
Wow.
mother-in-law's dead. All right, that was it.
Ship out of here.
Well.
What is life?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me no more.
What is life? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Mama Mosey Burks passed too. Who's she?
Let's find out.
Let's find out who Mama Mosey Burks is.
Berkey.
Mosie. She died too?
Come on, girl.
I didn't have no doubt. I didn't have no doubt.
That's amazing.
Yes, Lord. Get it, woman. Yeah. Yeah.
It's precious, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Mother Mosey Burks.
You know this person, Tim?
No, I know of her.
Oh.
I've seen her before, and man, I grew up with church mothers like that. I grew up with people singing like that. I grew up with people jumping up during testimony service, singing like that. That's I'm cut from that cloth.
That's amazing.
I'm cut from that cloth.
That's amazing.
Yeah, buddy. Unbelievable. Okay. All right. Well, we've done a death roll call.
Dude, it's been a
We
death
were gone
roll
for
call.
6 weeks and think we got up to 7 deaths. Wow.
And there's
Okay.
probably so many more that we don't even know about. 'cause
Of
they're not
course.
famous, you know.
Of course. I mean,
Yeah, it's crazy.
we've had some of our friends lose fathers, and my uncle died, my mom's last brother. She's one of 15, and now there's 2 left. It's her and her sister. They're the last 2.
Oh, Tim, I'm so
Yeah, my
sorry.
uncle James passed away, so there's 2 left.
15
Mm-hmm.
kids.
Mm-hmm.
I just found out that it takes a woman's body 5 years to fully recover from birth.
Oh, my grandmother on the maternal side, my dad's mother had 8 kids, and then mommy's mom had 15.
Whoa.
So, like every 15 to 18 months, she was pregnant
Crazy.
for, you know,
Yeah.
15, probably 17 years, something like this.
Pregnant. Whole
Pregnant.
life.
Yeah,
17
yeah.
years
I
total.
couldn't.
And she was a wet nurse for white women's children
Oh, wow.
because she lactated so much.
Right.
So the white women didn't want to breastfeed so that their breasts sagged, because their husbands would turn into the CEO
Astronomer. Yeah.
and go to a Coldplay concert in the 1940s. Go see Elvis with somebody else. Go see Little Richard with somebody else. I don't know. So they would drop their white babies off with her,
Oh, wow.
and she'd breastfeed them for 4 hours, off and on, and then bring them back. She'd have to walk their white baby back to their homes, but she couldn't go to the front door.
So crazy.
They made her go to the back door. Imagine your child been on my titty for 4 hours,
Drinking my milk.
drinking my milk,
Oof.
looking me in the eyes, bonding with me, but I'm not good enough to come to your front door. And that's why your child's gonna grow up and love black women. Womp womp. Womp womp.
That's crazy.
What's for lunch?
We're 3 minutes away.
What's for?
We're 3 minutes away from the phone lines being wide open.
Oh dang, we're doing callers today. I'm just kidding.
Ain't nothing changed but the date.
I know, man. Let's get it. Let's
Yo,
get it.
I'm just hyped because like we haven't heard from nobody in 6
Yeah.
weeks. We might not have no calls. We could go wide open and then just be crickets. People are like, oh, we do that? Still, what if they're like, we forgot how to call? We don't
Did
want
not
to.
forget, Tim.
Oh, they didn't forget.
Hey, brother, the DMs have blown up. Nuclear.
They
my
did, not, they did
goodness.
not forget, Tim.
What's happening on social media? Did anybody check?
What do you mean? What's happening on social media?
Like what do people do on there? What, anybody on there doing something?
I don't think we're on social media.
Just posting?
Just posting stuff?
Yeah.
Just regular
Just
Social media
same,
traffic?
Same old, same old.
same old, same old.
It's just educational drama,
Funny.
TMI.
TMI.
You know, everyone
Yeah.
sharing their business and then them getting mad that people know their business. Same. Nothing has changed.
Vitali is still in prison in the Philippines. The streamer who was disrupting.
Are you
and
serious?
and he obviously he was on steroids out here, so he has no access to steroids. He's lost all his muscle mass.
Yeah. He's shriveling up.
No, they have made a what is it called? They've made a point of him, or
Example.
and they've made him. He is an example.
Wow.
And streamers have chilled out.
Wow.
Ain't no one doing nothing no more.
Wow, that's crazy. Yes, sir.
Hi.
Hi.
Are we doing a Members Monday live stream after this?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Yes.
So you asked about social media. Google SEO integrated with Instagram. So now all your content is being shown on Google now.
Really?
Yeah. So don't put your children on social media. I mean,
Yeah.
to each their own. To each
Yeah,
their
yeah,
own.
yeah, yeah.
But the things that I learned recently, I'm like, yeah, my children are not gonna their faces
For sure.
until they're old
Yeah.
enough to decide. I was like,
Yeah. Because now your business is about to be
yeah.
in the whole world. It's not contained to whatever app you're using anymore. Wow.
Yeah, we.
Yeah.
It's 10 o'clock. Y'all hear this music. Go ahead and get into it. We're wide open. For 6 weeks, we've been wide open. And now we're back. We're wide open. Ladies and gentlemen, we have not been wide open on the phone lines for 6 weeks.
Crazy.
So, hold on.
Get that dust off.
Let me blow the dust off of the phone lines. I don't know what anybody wants to talk about. I don't know what's been going on the last 6 weeks. But whatever it is, we now have a safe space where you can process, be honest, open, and transparent, vulnerable. Tell us what's been good. Tell us what's been bad. Tell us what's made you glad. Tell us what's made you mad. Or just talk about the fact that Luka Doncic has dropped about 30 pounds and looks like he's going to ether the entire NBA by himself, which I would be happy about.
Good job, Luka.
Who's our first caller?
Ileana, welcome to Wide Open. You're on with Tim Ross.
Ileana.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you. It's so good to see you.
First of all, you're looking fresh. That hair.
Oh,
I'm
thank you so
loving it.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
My hair is
I
growing.
love it.
It's so good to see you. You look great as well.
Thank you.
What's going on?
Thank you. So Hector, just real quick, my name is Ilianix with an X
Vale.
at the end. Just
Ilianix.
throwing it out there.
Ilianix.
Yes, with X as an X-ray.
We got it.
Thank you so much for having me today. You guys were very quick, and the team has been amazing. This whole process has been so smooth and easy. So, shout out to the team. Well, to your team, I'm going through it.
Okay.
So I'll start with my question, and then I'll tell you the 4 ingredients or nutritions I think that I need
Okay.
today. I'll read the question. So my question is, how do you deal with a situation where both people's perspectives are both like they're both understandable, they're both coming from a valid point of view, but they can't seem to like meet in the middle, or they just really don't know how?
Okay.
I need containment, encouragement, perspective, and definitely advice.
Vale.
And I'll try to be quick. So, I was supposed to get married last month, and long story short, it was supposed to be at courthouse. It was very intimate. We didn't really tell anybody but our immediate family. Long story short, he called for a separation the day before. He basically was saying that he didn't feel peace about this, and he was extremely anxious. He would pray, and he just didn't, you know, he was just too nervous. He wasn't 100% sure. And obviously I was already traumatized because I had already gave my job my notice, my apartment complex. I had already told them I'm moving out of state. I'm located in Gainesville, Florida. He's a medical student in Liberty in Virginia. So we were doing long distance. So when he wrapped up his first year of medical school, he came down, and we, pretty much, I thought we both were in the same page on just getting married through court first. Um, but yeah, and so he called for the separation in June. We kind of agreed not to have any contact for at least 2 weeks, just to get our thoughts together. And then after that, 2 weeks go by, we talk, we kind of checked in with each other. when he pulled up to my house, he brought me like my favorite meal from like Steak and Shake and my favorite milkshake. So in my mind, I'm like, dude, this you're not you're not helping. This is why I fell in love with you, because you're so thoughtful. So he was very kind, checked in with me. We both cried again. He pretty much said that he wasn't ready to like communicate again. But if I reached out to him, like he was gonna obviously respond. Well, that was 2 weeks after the separation. Then 4 weeks go by, and on my birthday, July 16, he texted me happy birthday and said that he's been thinking about me. Um, and he haven't reached out to me in the past 4 weeks because he just didn't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him like, I'm your friend. Like we met at work. Just quick context, we met at work here when he was still living in Gainesville. And we were friends for a while, and then a romantic relationship grew from there. So it was very organic. None of us expected it. We dated for a year, and then he moved to Virginia for school, and then we did long distance this past year, and then this year we were supposed to get married, and then this kind of happened. So the question comes from he just started his second year of medical school, and my mentor himself is a chiropractic student, so he can identify a lot with what he's going through mentally. It's a lot. You're studying 50 hours a week and you don't even know what day it is sometimes. So I get it. I get that he's really busy. We recently reconnected again, and he said that he was ready to communicate, but he put a boundary. He said, like, I'm just letting you know I'm slammed this year. I'm not just studying for exam material, but I have to start studying for boards, and that's a huge deal. Otherwise, you can't continue medical school pretty much. So I'm like, yeah, absolutely, I understand. But then we haven't really been communicating that much. And recently I asked him, like, do you feel like I said, do you feel like you can go days and days and days without talking to me? Like, you don't feel like the need to like talk to me, hear my voice, just like kick it before you go to sleep? And he was like, I mean, I don't really need it because I'm pretty good being by myself, just generally speaking. Um, and he said, I'm not telling you that I'm never gonna call you, but I'm not gonna call you every day. I prefer texting. And I'm like, well, texting is not sustainable to me, and I need some clarification on what's going on, because we're still kind of like separated. So he said, well, I'm not ready to call it done yet, but I'm just not sure. I just have a lot going on right now. So, like, again, I understand where he's coming from, but I also have some valid points. And it's like, we actually haven't talked at all, texted, called each other, nothing for the past week. And it's like, I don't know how to process that. And this is like a lot for me to even, some days I feel like I want to move on. And, some days I'm like, I'm not ready to call it done yet myself, but I don't know. And I don't feel any direction either from the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I've been praying. In past relationships, even though it was hurtful, I knew deep down it was like we were done. Like I knew it was done.
Mm-hmm.
This one is like different. Mind you, this is my first godly relationship too, where we were following God's principles. So I don't know if that's why, but I just need some guidance still, Tim. So please help.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for trusting me to process this with you. And I'm sorry that you have to go through this. That's the first thing. So the wedding was planned for last month.
Yes.
Okay. And since then, he only wants to communicate with you through text.
Pretty much. He said that's his preference.
Okay. What was his reason for calling off the marriage?
He said that first he was talking about timing. He said, he kept saying like, I don't feel any peace about it. And actually, when he brought up that conversation, I called my spiritual mom, which is a mutual. She knows the both of us, and her husband sat down with us, and we had a whole hour conversation. And they were telling us, like, he was saying it's normal that you feel like this, like the day before. It's actually a very common feeling according to him. But he was very clear on it's a decision that you're making. And to your question, he said, because the day before we had taken a premarital course,
Mm-hmm.
because in Florida, in order for you to waive the 3-day waiting period to get married through the court, if you take the premarital counseling course,
Mm-hmm.
you can waive that.
Okay.
So we did that, and he said when we took that course, I realized that it kind of gave me language to a lot of things that I was already feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And long story short, he said, I don't feel like I'm the right person for you. I feel like you're the whole package and you was delivered to the wrong address. So I was like, okay, well, first of all, you don't make that decision for me. If you would have said I'm not right for you, then that's a different story. But I don't think it's okay for you to make the decision for me. Um, and he was just feeling he's the type of person that he doesn't kind of stand up for himself. Like he's I would say a people pleasing too. So he was like, I feel like I need to find my voice. I feel like I have to get rooted more in my identity with Christ, and even with family members, like, I have to basically get my no back, like how you always say.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect that. I was like, it's hurting. It sucks that you couldn't communicate that to me like months ago,
Mm-hmm.
but I get it. Like, I
Mhm.
wasn't mad at him. I was just genuinely heartbroken and disappointed. But yeah, that was what he said.
¿De dónde eres?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. ¿De dónde es?
He's white. He's from Tampa area in Florida.
Gringo.
Gringo.
Vale.
Straight up gringo.
Vale, entiendo. Okay, so this sounds like the classic case of a people pleaser having a difficult time telling someone that they love the truth about where they are. And instead of just looking you straight in your eye and saying, I don't want to get married to you, which would hurt. And then if you said why, and he's like, I thought I wanted to, and now I don't. Okay, rip the Band-Aid off.
Right.
Just rip the Band-Aid off. I can deal with that. But when somebody cannot tell you the truth, now they have to start making up all of these other reasons. And then when questioned on those reasons, they have to make up more reasons, which makes it even more painful because now we're taking off a Band-Aid one strand of hair at a time. So it seems that his fatalistic flaw is that something changed on the inside of him. He can't just come out and say it. And so in his attempt to let you down easy, he's letting you down even harder. What could have been a one and done conversation turns into, I need space, I need time, you're the right person, delivered at the wrong address. This is now getting cryptic. Now you're being compared to an Amazon package. And then I don't want to have a phone call. I'd rather have a text message. Is insane. The truth is something changed in him for whatever the reason is. First of all, thank God that it changed prior to saying I do. As much as this may hurt, I'd rather you know this now than to know this after exchanging vows at a courthouse or a $60,000 wedding and a honeymoon to Sandro Pay, right? So I'm glad that it came out now. But with that said, He doesn't know what he wants to do, and you should not be penalized nor dragged around until he finds out. So in his best attempt and his only attempt to be able to tell you what he's too scared to really say, my advice to you is that you should accept what he has already said and move on.
Okay.
I know that hurts. You may not be ready to do that. I'm not saying you got to do it right now. Take the time you need to grieve, whatever. But you're never going to get the truth out of this guy. And not because he's a liar, but because he's a pleaser. And he doesn't want to hurt your feelings, but he's going to hurt your feelings by telling you what he thinks is not going to hurt your feelings, which is going to actually hurt more. It's stupid, but that's what it is.
My spiritual mom, her name is Corinda. She told me, I feel like he doesn't want to make the call, so he's kind of waiting on you to get tired so you can make the call. So I'm like, okay, well, yes, I can see that, and I don't feel ready to make the call either.
For
But
sure.
I am, to your point, I am leaning full more like, because during this whole time, during this whole separation, I was trying to keep myself neutral. I don't trust myself to make any decisions when I'm heartbroken
Understood.
because I always regret it. Even if it seems good or bad, I
Mhm.
always regret it.
Okay.
So, processing with my therapist, and I'm a part of the bomb counseling with Miss Liggins. Marisha
Fantastic.
Liggins. Shout out to
Absolutely.
her. I love her.
Absolutely.
So, processing some stuff with them, and I'm like, I just genuinely feel like I want to stay neutral because I don't even hear God telling me to either move on or not. He's only been giving me 3 words, and that's patience, endurance, and perseverance during
Okay.
this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, cool. What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't do well. I'm not very patient.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, what does that mean? And I know I don't have to know what it means, but to your point, now I'm more leaning towards maybe moving on.
Yep.
But again, I'm not ready to like have that sit down conversation with him. And I've been also struggling with, and again, this could be because it's my first godly relationship. I'm not really sure. But it feels like if, I move on and I let him go, I don't want to get emotional, but it feels like that's God's best for me. He's the first guy that made my little self feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I don't trust men because of sexual abuse when I
Mhm.
was little.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been through a lot. So again, dating someone that was not interested in right away sleeping with me
Yeah.
or, you know, things like that, and genuinely fell in love for who I am. And I'm funny and I'm random and, you know, I'm smart. So just for who I am,
Yeah.
right? It is just, I'm like, God, I don't know if I can meet someone that can be like him. Like
Mhm.
he healed me in so many levels. I do believe that God sent him to heal certain parts of me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can't believe that this is my story. Like I heard stories of people getting like either cheated on or like again they just break up the day before their wedding. I just never thought that was gonna be my story. And
Yeah.
I'm just been having a hard time understanding like if I let him go, like am I even gonna get anything? I'm not gonna say better than him, but better for me.
Understood.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's a legitimate feeling, and you're not wrong to have that feeling. What I would say to you is you're not letting him go. You're accepting his decision.
Mm.
Again, it would be much easier if he were straightforward with you. But because he's a people pleaser, and all people pleasers are cryptic. They're passive aggressive and they're cryptic because they haven't found the power of their voice for whatever reason. And so I don't want you to see it from the perspective of I'm letting him go. I want you to see it from the perspective of I accept your decision. If this is your decision, I accept it. I will deal with my hurt. I will deal with my pain. I will process my emotions. But I will accept your decision. And when you go through that process, you will heal. And you also will realize that he wasn't the only man who could treat you right, who could steward you well. I'm not saying it's going to be you hang up with him and then somebody calls as soon as you hang up the phone with bro and it's a new dude. I'm not saying none of that. All I'm saying is that narrative that this must be the only one, the Lord would never hold you hostage to somebody else's decision that doesn't want to be with you. So it was a godly relationship, and you hold on to the beauty of what was healed in you and what you felt good about in that, and you use that if this relationship is indeed finally in finality over. You carry what you learned from that to the next relationship. Because now I know what it is to be loved for who I am and for my mind and for my soul and for my personality and not just my body. And if I go into another relationship, I'm not going back to the person that's body first and no substance later. I'm looking for this attribute because I already know what that feels like. I got it. I appreciated it. And that's the way I want my relationships moving forward. You take it and you hold it as information about how you want the next relationship to be whenever that time comes. But again, you're not letting him go, and you are not being dragged by him because you won't let go.
Mhm.
When somebody tells you either straightforwardly or in a roundabout way how they feel about the relationship, believe them. Believe them. A guy that wanted to marry you last month, who only wants to stay in touch with you through text message now, doesn't want to be with you. Believe him. You don't argue with him. You don't try to convince him otherwise. If that's where he is right now, believe him.
Yeah, and I've been kind of telling myself that too, because he'll say like, like even when he called for the separation, he asked me if we could pray, and before he left, and we prayed together. He said, he looked at my eyeballs and said, I really, truly love you. I hope you understand that. It's just right now, it's a lot going on. Which again, I understand. And I don't think it's fair for me either, consider also because the year previous to that happening, um, we were planning to move in together. And then last minute he changed his mind too.
Mm.
So I'm like, okay, we'll just go ahead and do long distance. And God already told me, like, you're not moving in with no dude until you're married, period.
Amen.
So, which you, you too, you was talking about it a lot back then.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I received that as confirmation. So, but I gave out. I sacrificed a lot. I had a fully furnished apartment, which I had just paid everything off like months previous. And I'm not blaming him because that was my decision
Mm-hmm.
based on what we were planning to do.
Mm-hmm.
I got pretty much rid of everything because we at this point I'm like, well, I'm moving out of state. It's cheaper if we just get everything from from start over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I got rid of everything, downsized to only I live right now in an apartment, student apartment living. So I only pay rent for my room. I have roommates now.
Mm-hmm.
I got rid of everything to basically support him. And it just hurts like, damn, really?
Yeah.
Like that's that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know. The dating, like you always say, the dating pools out here are dirty. And I don't even want to go through that. I
Right.
just don't.
For sure.
And even guys' approaches, like just the other day, they were like, "Are you single, ma'am? Are you?" I'm like, "Ew, no, I'm not." To your
Right.
question, and I'm realizing this type of approach, it might have worked with me when I was back in college,
Right.
but that's just not gonna work with me now because again, the relationship with him, it was so organic. None of us saw it happening. We were friends for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I don't want it any other way. And
For
in my
sure.
brain, I'm like, that was like, that's not gonna be possible again.
Yeah.
And I try to remember what you always say, which, when you are vulnerable, a lie can sound like the truth.
For sure.
And that's kind of how, like, I know deep down God can make it happen, but it just genuinely feels like the truth.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm never gonna have a husband that's gonna provide for me because I'm educated, I have my career, and I don't want to work. When I have kids, I want to be a stay-at-home wife.
Yeah.
I want to cook, clean, um, and have fun with my kids.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a single mother household. Like I'm the oldest, so I was always in charge. I had to grow up way too fast,
Yeah.
and my mom was never present, which I don't blame her because she had to work. But I just don't want that for my family. And Karen and him and I, our goals align on the long run.
Yeah.
So again, it's just really heartbroken and a lot of what it seems lies, but sounds like the truth
Mm-hmm.
that I'm trying to like filtered through God's word. Like,
Yeah.
no, that's not, God can make it happen.
Of course.
And I'm feeling extremely discouraged.
For sure. Absolutely. And you can hold the tension of both of those. Because two things can be true, right? It's like, I know God can do this, and this is the reality of where my life is right now. And it's really ghetto, and I don't like it. I was thinking
Yeah.
about the statement that he made to you. I have a lot going on right now. I believe that too. Like, so much going on
Yeah.
that he couldn't steward you as a wife. Like, I don't want you being married to somebody who's going to fall apart in 6 months. Like, if he can't see the good that he was getting in you, then he's better off without you, and you're better off without him.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm not even mad at him. I'm not holding him, I don't wish him bad. I'm just like, because again, I get it. It's
Yeah.
understandable. You have a point, like your point is valid, but I also have a valid point.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. His timing is piss poor. He can't express himself the way that he would need to. Again, I'm just better when someone's straightforward and gives me closure. When I
Yeah.
have to piece together the fragments of what they can't say because they're people pleasing and trying to walk on eggshells, it's just, it's so tedious. It takes it's just ugh.
And I'm tired, too, Tim. I'm tired of overthinking. Like,
Yeah.
when I tell you, I go back to the messages and I read the same 3 text messages like over and over and over and over again. And I'm just like, okay, he could have meant this and he could have meant that. And I'm just tired.
Yeah, that's too much.
I'm so tired of overthinking. And I already overthink, but this is like beyond. I don't even know how to put it into words. And honestly, it's struggling with temptation too, because back in the day, I can also identify with you. I was very addicted to pornography
Yeah.
and weed.
Yeah.
So I'm like, God, I'm not even gonna hold you. I belong sounds great now.
Right.
Like I would love to just get high as hell and just go to sleep.
Yep.
But instead I'm like, I'm having to, fight those temptations and like just trust that I can get rest from the Lord,
For sure.
that He has control over things. So I'm just like, Lord, I trust you, and that blunt would calm me down, you know?
For sure.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
So I don't know what to tell you. I'm tired. I'm just really tired.
Well, the cool points you get transferred to your account by the millions is that you can articulate it. And when you can articulate it, the chances of you doing it decrease dramatically. Just by your confession of, hey, this would sound really good right now. I know it is not the eternal peace that you promised through your son, Yeshua, but it is a temporary peace that I had exposed myself to, and I feel drawn back to it in this moment of discouragement, this moment of vulnerability. You were supposed to be a wife last month. And here you are trying to forensically analyze text messages. That is not what you planned for your summer. So the disappointment is real. The discouragement is real. And that damn that you said earlier, that damn is real. That damn is for real. And yeah, we're not mad at bro. And we're hella disappointed in him.
Yeah. Yeah, but what you said is I'm gonna take it as confirmation because I was talking to my mentor about it, and he said honestly, everybody calls me Lily. That's my nickname.
Okay.
He's like, Lily, honestly, it's just one of those situations where I don't think you can reconcile the two. Like you guys both have a valid point, and I don't think you can put two and two together. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And then my spiritual mom, Corinda, said that, she thinks that he's just waiting on me to make the call. And I'm like, I mean, he's going to keep waiting for a few more weeks because I'm starting to feel like, okay, I feel like I got to move on, but I don't feel ready to make the call.
Yeah.
And then she said, you don't have to let him know. You can just pick up and go.
Yeah.
So I thought about that too. But we kind of agreed, him and I agreed to just communicate. Like if we're done, and I told him if I'm done waiting, I'm gonna tell you. So I don't know.
Well, let's consider this. If y'all would have got married, you would have been the spiritual leader of the home.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been abdicating his role because he would always be trying to keep the peace, and he would be passive and just be like, well, you make the decision. You would have signed up for 50 to 60 years of you having to make decisions, and that's exhausting.
It is, considering that I've been making decisions since I was 7.
Exactly. That's not who you're trying to marry. No, you were parentified at a very young age. You do not deserve to be with somebody that's going to turn you into a parent again. You're signing up and making yourself available to be a man's wife, not a man's parent. So take this as God's safety.
I trust the Lord.
Amen.
It felt like when he walked out of my life, it felt like he left a little house, and I just left the door wide open, and I was just standing at the door waiting for him to come back. But I'm getting tired of looking at nothing. So now it's feeling like I'm taking myself back in the house and closing the door, but I'm not ready to lock the door. That's kind of
Understandable.
how I'm feeling
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. And you don't have to be ready to lock the door today. Just let it naturally come to an end. Because he's going to do nothing different, save some intervention from God. He's going to do nothing different to try to turn it around.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for the time.
You're welcome.
And I feel very honored that I was the first caller, considering that you guys have, been your sabbatical and you guys are rested. So I felt very special when they told me that I was going to be the first caller.
I'm so glad you were the first caller, Lily. I'm so glad. I'm so honored that I could serve you today. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, can I just say, Hector, you are my dude. You are my cousin from another mister.
Amen.
You are always so random and funny. And I'm the female version of you.
Are we related for real?
Everybody around me is so sick of me because they're like, where do you come up with this stuff? Like, what do you even think about?
I
And I'm
love
like,
it.
you know what? Hector would get it. Hector would get it. Absolutely.
Amen.
I love it.
Your story with, I don't even know what it was, but I guess pooping on the side of the road. And
Oh
your
my
wife
gosh.
picking you
It's
up
Katie Chalice's
in the
house in the bamboo.
ultimate- Listen,
Thank you.
I was crying.
This is the only validation I've ever needed in my life.
Aw.
Thank you so much.
I was crying so hard.
Thank
I am
you.
like, dude, I rock with that guy forever.
Amen. Yeah, and people need to poop more in public. I agree. Thank you so
Oh.
much.
Oh,
Listen, sometimes you have to pull up,
Tim?
you have to pull on the side of the road.
Okay.
The restroom.
and
Okay.
Thank you so
handle
much.
your business.
Thank
you
you.
know?
restroom.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love you.
There's got to be a Buc-ee's truck stop somewhere. I just believe there is. I don't think anybody has to just leave turd on
For
asphalt.
real.
That's a wrong wide open.
Yeah, it's wrong wide open. We love you, Lily.
Love you,
Have a great
sis.
day, okay?
Thank you so much. You
Okay.
guys have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
All these guys
Fumbling.
Idiots.
going crazy with, and I'm not gonna say bro's an idiot.
Sorry.
Maybe, but we can't just be stringing women along.
No.
You know what I'm saying? If the relationship is over for whatever reason, tell her.
Yep.
Okay.
Something in me changed. Something about you. I don't want to marry. Like, just say it.
Mm-hmm.
But
only gonna-
don't give us this cryptic stuff. And I still want to stay in touch. I'm gonna bring you your favorite meal, but don't call me, text me. We're not doing all that.
And I love you
can't do
still.
And
Please.
I love you still,
Please.
and I'm gonna always love you. I think you're the right person,
Bruh.
but you're in the
No.
wrong package. You were delivered at the wrong door,
No.
bro.
What in the Amazon?
What in the Amazon Prime
For
is this?
real. No, for real.
So stupid.
No.
That's dumb.
All right, who's our next caller?
We have an anonymous caller today, and she wants to go by Kay.
Done.
So only you guys can see each other. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Sweet. Hi, Kay.
Hi.
How are you doing?
That's a loaded question.
Okay.
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 Fine.
Fine. Got it.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I hope your sabbatical was awesome, you guys.
It was beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good for everyone involved. I need comfort, clarification, challenge, and prayer.
Got it.
My main need is spiritual insight into my situation. I've asked my pastor, counselor, and best friend, but I'd really like to hear your thoughts, as I feel like you embody a bridge between pastor and counselor
Got
in
it.
this space. So a little about me. I am a follower of Jesus, and I love him above all else, and I know his words to be true. And yet, the hurt and the betrayal that I've experienced both in my childhood and in my adulthood have led me to mentally and emotionally feel permanently broken and, quite frankly, so very confused that I can't see my way clearly.
Okay.
I come from generational trauma on both sides of my parents, and I suffered at the hands of my earthly father for years. I've been in counseling nearly my entire life. Do you know the ACE test, the childhood ACE test?
No.
Okay, well, you can look it up later. I aced the ACE test,
Wow.
which
Okay.
is not a good thing.
Okay.
And I have a fairly high EQ and empath tendencies. So
Okay.
I feel like I absorb a lot and don't release a lot, which is
Understood.
why I'm always in counseling.
Right.
Okay, and to give you context into my current situation, in April, I discovered that my husband had secretly been um, recording me in various ways. Um, he said it was to understand how I was getting sexually satisfied because he claimed to know that I didn't enjoy having sex with him
Mm.
because of what he'd read and recorded. We had an active and a healthy sex life. However, because of my trauma, my past sexual trauma, I refused to be touched in my genital area.
Okay.
Therefore, if I was satisfied, it must be from something or someone else because he doesn't get to touch me there. And he's never fully grasped that I came into marriage with deep sexual, verbal, physical trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even know that I had sexual trauma coming into the marriage. I had no memory of my childhood, only stories that others have told me. And when we got married, I completely shut down sexually. I had gnarly panic attacks, intense fear. I couldn't even be touched. I was labeled frigid. And I just got to work, buckling down and trying to push through these barriers that slammed me in the face. And I worked so hard at it because I could tell it was deeply impacting and wounding this person that I love so much.
Yeah.
But no matter how far I've come, it's never quite enough. There's always one more hurdle, one more thing that I could be doing that would be better. He's now claiming that I never told him about this trauma, which doesn't compute because we've been together for almost 20 years and he's watched me go to counseling. He's watched me go to like sexual trauma groups. Like we've had conversations. Yeah. And things really changed about 5 years ago. My brother-in-law died in a really tragic freak accident. And it was his only sibling. And after that, he shut down emotionally. He slowly started emotionally abusing me. It was gaslighting, blame shifting, emotional neglect. And I just began to disappear. And at the end of the day, I stopped talking to him
Mm-hmm.
because every time I did, it was thrown back at me or dismissed or used against me. And for a year before I found the recording devices, I had started masturbating occasionally. No porn, no audio, no smut, just a way to get a bit of serotonin without the emotional pressure of being with him sexually. Um, and I know that it was wrong, but also again, like I felt like I couldn't talk to him
Yeah.
openly.
Yeah.
And now he's really wounded by that, which is understandable. But the level that he's wounded is excessive.
Mm.
Like, yeah, it doesn't match the deed. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Especially given he has struggled with porn and masturbation in the past, and I have forgiven him, and we move on.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're in couples counseling, but instead of focusing on how he broke trust with me, we're always talking about my brokenness and how he's the victim. You know, he went years without having sex at the beginning of our marriage while I tried to push through all these barriers and get the help that I needed. And, you know, he says, "Oh, I can't believe you'd even think about leaving me over this when I didn't leave you when you were going through your stuff." And I'm like, but that aren't those two things different? And then he's like, no, I have trauma because of your trauma, and my decisions are my trauma response. And I'm like, I feel like these are two very different situations. Um, and he's also admitted to not only videotaping me, but audio recording me, reading all my text messages, and also reading my past trauma processing diaries, which is where he's getting a lot of this, oh, you hate sex, oh, you hate me, because I was processing all these really intense emotions, and I didn't hate him. I just was processing my feelings around sexuality and marriage and my trauma. It was never meant to be read by someone else. Um, and I now also feel, and this is why I only want you to see me. I
Right.
feel as though everything I do and say is being watched and
Of
logged,
course.
and I never know if what I'm saying is safe because
Mhm.
every form of communication has been breached. Um, and so I'm coming into this and I don't know how assertive I should be. How do I stand up for myself when I've completely lost myself? Where's the line? There's no biblical roadmap for the situation. And I'm terrified of making a wrong move and
Mm.
impacting the lives of everyone around me negatively, especially our two boys.
How old are they?
And there's so much more to the story, but I am cognizant that this time is precious. And so feel free to ask me anything. I'm a completely open book. Um, I'm, yeah, at your disposal.
I love you, Kay. Thank you for
Okay.
trusting me to process this with you. How old are your boys?
7 and 10.
7 and 10. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel just to get that out anonymously? Kinda.
Yeah, kind of. It's it's okay. Like, I have no problem sharing my story. I just think that this breach of voyeurism betrayal has really left me shaken with what I feel safe with. Um, Normally, I'm a completely open book to strangers I meet on the street. So it's weird to feel a bit anxious about needing to be private.
Yeah. There's so much here to unpack.
I know. I know.
And I think I first want to just tell you that your work has not been in vain. Everything that
Thanks.
you have been doing has been to show up as a better person for your family. First of all, for yourself, and then for your family. And that work is hard, and no one who hasn't had to go through what you've gone through would understand it without having a very high IQ. EQ, sorry, or being an empath themselves. I hate that you've been misunderstood. I more so hate that you have had your privacy violated through unauthorized reading of your personal diaries and cameras being set up to have your most intimate moments reviewed like it's a replay of a football play. it is violating. It is dehumanizing. It is humiliating. And I just want to validate all of the feelings that come with the revelation that you have had to this information.
Thank you.
For someone whom you love so much
Mhm.
to think that replaying intimate moments and reading diaries and analyzing it all brings him to the right conclusion is asinine. He could have just asked you and you would have told him.
Yeah.
So there's something completely off there that is just broken, that and my brain doesn't even know how to compute that. That's number one.
That's my problem. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And then number two, I can empathize with him saying, I have trauma because I'm dealing with your trauma. Okay, I can understand. You get married, and when we exchange vows, we say I do to what we don't know. We don't say I do to what we do know. We say I do to what we don't know. You did not get married thinking to yourself, I'm going to completely shut down when you try to be intimate with me.
Yeah.
This is not what you go in with your eyes wide open to. So you find that out and have to start going on that journey. He finds that out and he's already committed to that journey. So yes, there are some things that he has had to experience while you have gone through your journey. It has become a journey for him as well, his own journey that he has to go through in this. And he has his own personal experience. Okay, that's valid. And it doesn't give him the right to weaponize it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the right to weaponize it. So, your counseling sessions now, which should be focused on repair and restoration and reconciliation, he just uses to weaponize more. Because if the conversations are just him saying, well, here are all the things that needs to be fixed with her, the moment he pivots to you, he's not doing any work on himself.
Yeah.
He's
And
not-
if I try to share my side or something that's bothering me, inevitably it comes back to my brokenness or something with me. And I feel like I'm just stuck in a loop where, I've been beaten down the last 5 years to think that everything is my fault and I'm to blame for everything. So I have this really strong neural pathway in my head that I'm fighting against. But I feel like his recitation of the events, the way that he brings it back, sort of reinforces what I'm already struggling against in my head.
Yeah.
And then I get really flabbergasted and confused, and I don't really know what to say. And so I just walk away being like, oh, I guess I feel like I have sort of two options: either walk forward, erasing myself and carrying the blame forever, and that's just my lot in life, or to blow everything up. And I don't want either.
Of
and
course.
and also I feel a bit like I'm being set up, that either I have to erase myself and take the blame, or, oh well, she ended our marriage.
hmm
Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel like either way I'm the bad guy, and either way I lose.
Yep.
And
When you
I
when you say blow everything up,
mhm.
put that into words for me. Would that be hard for you to do? What does blow up
No.
look like to you?
And tell the truth about how I feel to family members and in the marriage.
Yeah.
Uh, I come from a very broken home,
hmm
and my parents both came from very broken homes.
Mm-hmm.
And when we actually were dating, we talked about all the generational trauma in our families. And we were like, it stops with us. Like
Mhm.
we're gonna fight against generational trauma. We're gonna ensure that this next generation is different. And now I'm like, I don't want to be I don't want to be here.
Of course.
I don't
Yeah.
I have worked my whole life to not be here.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Yeah. Okay, tell me, on your side of the family,
Mm.
w- what did blowing up look like?
Um my mom, her dad died when she was 3 of a heart defect. Her mom was a severe bipolar, got married to a Middle Eastern man who sexually and physically abused all 4 of the kids, and they basically raised themselves. She was kicked out of her home at 16, finished high school early, uh, had someone anonymously pay for her university education, and then she put herself and her husband through medical school.
Wow.
My dad came from, he was an army brat. He
Yeah.
traveled all over. His dad fought in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam.
Wow. Wow.
Was an alcoholic, and physically abused all 4 children. Later in life, he came to know Jesus and became a preacher.
Wow.
But the kids, were never quite the same.
Right.
And when my dad married my mom, this is I don't know this person from Adam, but
Mhm.
supposedly he was this great guy, and he wrote her poetry and sang her songs and loved her. And they got married. Mom finished medical school, put my dad through medical school, got pregnant with me. They moved to Dallas, so I'm from Texas,
Okay.
born and raised from Texas. And he something in him broke, and I don't know what or how, but he was an anesthesiologist, so he got good into the drugs, good
Mm.
drugs.
Mm.
And I mean, he shot his guns at my mom. He physically, verbally, and I believe sexually abused me. Um, and when everything blew up was finally when my mom was like, we can't, you have to go to rehab. And in rehab, he was like, well, I just done all these things because things were done to me, and that's just the way of the world.
Wow.
And he refused to say he was sorry. He's never apologized to either of us. And yeah, so I said to my mom, as she's told me, I don't remember, but we sat on the stairs and she was like, Dad's not coming back. And I was like, good. I'm really tired of being the adult in the situation and
Mhm.
changing his diapers.
hmm
I'm over it.
hmm
And she was like, okay, um, good talk. Um,
It's funny.
so from a young age, I had to be the adult, and I had to really navigate his wounds and navigate his emotional outbursts and his drunken outbursts. And when things blew up, and there were court orders and rehab visits and divorce settlements, and it was nasty. And yeah, I mean, I read about divorces that are like amicable, and I'm like, I don't, what?
What was
A
that?
divorce.
Yeah, exactly.
Amicable. Yeah.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like, and this is why, my husband's like, let's make a timeline, and let's set goals, and, let's, be sleeping in the same room by this date, and let's have sex within a year, and let's push our healing. And I'm like, I'm just trying to take it one day at a time, because I'm really afraid of putting a foot wrong.
Yep.
I'm terrified, almost to the point of paralysis, of putting my foot wrong, because I can't see. And God gave me a vision one night. I was laying in bed, and he said, he showed me I was on top of a mountain, very, very peak. And I was roped in with Jesus behind me. Both have harnesses. We're roped into the mountain. And you can't see the bottom of the valley. It's just clouds.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, I'm like, I can't see a way forward. I can't see, Jesus. And he said, okay. And then he went like this, and the clouds cleared. And from this peak, I could see hundreds of choices that would lead to different scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
One was even like the pits of Mordor from the Rings.
That's a good dream. That's a really good dream.
I had all of these scenarios ahead of me, and I turned to him and I said, "Wow, that's really overwhelming." And he's like, "That's why we don't show people." And he brought the clouds back in. He said, "The only thing you need to remember is you're roped in to me, and you're roped into the Word, and that's all you need to know for now."
It's good.
And I was like, okay. So I've just trying to take it slow.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I don't want to end up in the pit of Mordor.
Good.
I don't.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's the reason why I asked that question.
Mm-hmm.
There's all blowing ups, I'll put it that way. All blowing ups are different. You can put enough dynamite around a building to bring it down, and it cause a lot of collateral damage because it just falls every which way and debris just goes everywhere. And then you have planned demolitions, which are also blow-ups. But everyone's been warned. Everyone's been given the date that the blow-up is going to happen. Everyone is at a safe distance, wearing goggles and ear protection. And we count down and then we blow it up. Okay.
Controlled.
Right. It's a controlled demolition, right? And the truth is there to set us free. I grew up in a Pentecostal church that had a saying that went like this: if the truth kill a man, let him die. It's pretty harsh, but it's also the truth, right? And so I there's a lot of ways your family could blow up.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest a planned demolition. You don't want to continue this marriage the way it is. You're not saying I want a divorce. What you're saying is I don't want to continue this marriage the way it is. But I know truth is going to change how everybody feels.
Yeah.
The way I've experienced this marriage is going to change the way my husband feels. The way I've experienced this marriage, if I have to say this to in-laws or to my parents or whoever or to whoever, it's going to change the complexity. But if I plan this and put everybody on notice and let everybody know the reason why I want to do a planned demolition is because we want to bring a structure down, clear out the debris, and build something new. That's what happens in planned demolitions. We're not dropping bombs over Baghdad, right? We're not sending a nuclear bomb to Hiroshima.
No, I don't want to.
Right. We're not trying to nuke people. What we're trying to say is, though, this structure can't be like this anymore. It's been like this for over 20 years. It's gotten unhealthy on all sides, and it needs to be torn down. And the only thing that can bring it down is truth. And in your vision, you were on top of a mountain tethered to Jesus, who is the truth. His word is the truth, and he is the truth. And if we are walking in the truth, then we can descend that mountain peak and we won't wind up in Mordor. Even though we'll be going through clouds and we'll be blinded and we'll be like, where are we going to end up? When it all dissipates, we'll be in a good place. But we're going to have to go through that scary unknown as we descend down into the valley. And so my submission to you is that as painful, scary, and because when we tell the truth, we always do it with grace, and we realize and accept that we cannot control the response. I have to tell the truth about the situation and my experience and where we are. I am not responsible for the reaction or the response of the person hearing the truth. I have to leave that in God's hand and trust that he is going to work in the middle of all of our emotions and our triggers and all the things. And that's where I feel like you are, Kay. You're at this pivotal moment where I have to tell the truth, and I know the truth is going to blow up what has been our present reality. But the alternative is that I erase myself.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't even honor God, let alone yourself. It wouldn't even honor God.
Okay. I hear that. Because I feel caught between, being a submissive, godly wife, which gets really confusing really fast because where's the line?
Oh, absolutely. And then where's the submissive, godly husband?
Yeah.
Because that's also in scripture, just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
Ephesians 5 doesn't have like one verse pointed at women.
No, but I don't know where that I feel like there are some black and white, like male female roles, and then there's like this gray area, and the lines fluctuate within that, and I don't know when to say, hey, this is no longer godly or honoring to God or biblical in nature. Like, I so badly want to do what's right.
Yeah, for sure. I understand. I do. I get it. And I can feel the tension even as you're processing it with me. And I can also tell you, him recording you without your consent is not godly.
Right.
Him reading your diary is not godly. Him gaslighting you is not godly. Yeah. And so you're on good ground to speak up and speak clearly about what the truth is of where you are right now and what needs to change. you are not responsible for his response. To the truth.
Do you think that him setting a timeline or making ultimatums for our future is healthy?
Not at all.
Or
All ultimatums are manipulation.
okay.
All ultimatums are manipulation. All of them. And so his impatience has made him create a timeline for progress that he would get if he would just accept the process that God is already on.
Yeah.
I'll never forget when Juliet found out about my porn addiction and how actively I was involved in it, still wrestling through it in my 20s. Obviously, this was a huge violation of trust for her. And I don't think she could tell me that she trusted me again for it's probably between 18 and 24 months. But what I never did was set my watch and try to think that any progress I was making should expedite her timeline of when she restored trust in me. I broke the trust, and trust comes back when trust comes back. It would be a completely different thing if you were not working diligently on your trauma, but you've been doing that and you've made a lot of progress. For the line to keep changing lets you know that he's not in a healthy place to be trusted with any timelines. Because the moment you make progress, then he changes the line and goes, well, you need to go further. Well, that's good, but how come you still can't do this, or you don't allow me to? So it's like he has no trust in God's process for you.
No, and I feel like he doesn't see me or our relationship as being healed or whole until our sex life is perfect in the way that he wants it. And is it okay as a sexual trauma survivor to have boundaries? Like, is it okay for me to be like, I don't, that's not comfortable for me?
Absolutely it is.
Because he's like, he's just almost obsessed with it, that it can't be right for me to feel that way. Or,
Yeah.
He can never understand. And I don't know how to help him understand.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Well, it's very clear that he doesn't have a therapist that he goes to on his own, correct? The only therapy he's in is the couples therapy that you all are a part of?
He started, so after stuff hit the fan, I was like, not only do we need a couples counselor, but you need your own counselor.
Okay.
And so he's seen someone a few times, but he's typically not a counselor guy. He thinks it's a money grab.
Got you. So even if he's going, he goes in with cynicism.
Yeah.
And he probably goes in not really trying to do work on himself. He just goes in to complain about you.
Yeah. And he has said several times, I don't think that we should have our own counselors. If you're going to be talking about me with your counselor, I feel like I should be there. And I'm like, that is not a good idea.
Exactly right.
That is, and so, slowly he has got me to this point of, well, I can't trust my own thoughts onto paper with a diary. I can't trust trust talking to my best friend because you're going to listen in on everything.
It's
And now
crazy
you don't want me
sauce.
to talk to my counselor?
Yeah.
Like you want me to remove myself and have no voice? And he's like, no, I want you to talk to me. And I'm like, you are not a safe person. He's like, but I want
Exactly.
to be. And I'm like, that wanting to be something, like I want to be, an Olympian.
Right.
I'm not gonna be an Olympian. Like I don't,
Right.
it's
Right.
I'm
Right.
43. That ship has flown. Like you can't you can't just conjure something
Yeah.
because you want it.
Yeah.
Um so I just I
The desire that he has, Kay, what I think he's missing is the desire that he has is contingent on work that he doesn't want to do.
mm,
He could become a safe person that you would trust with your emotions, but he has opted out of the work that he would need to do to become the safe person that you would trust with your emotions.
mm. Yeah, he keeps saying, no, just tell me I can handle it. No, I
No,
just don't know if you can.
no, he can't. And
No.
he's proven it.
Yeah.
He's proven it. Yeah. So I think that you have a controlled demo to put together.
Okay.
And I know that sucks to hear. But the alternative is you erasing yourself, and that's a non-negotiable. You cannot disappear.
I've come close.
Yeah. God did not create you to be unseen. He created you to be seen. He did not create you to be unheard. He created you to be heard. He did not create you to be unknown. He created you to be known. He did not create you to be unloved. He created you to be loved. How you are, where you are. So it's a planned demo. It doesn't have to be done today. And it doesn't have to be done wantonly, right? A planned demo is you get all your materials together and you plan it and you set a date and you talk to everybody and let everybody know, and it's going to be cold in the house. And, daddy might be acting funny for the next 6 months because I'm planning the demo. Hey, let me get on the phone with all of the family members. Hey, I just want you to know there's a demo taking place on the 19th, and just want everybody to get your hard hats on. And if you need to put some cotton balls in your ears, it might be loud for a little bit. You might see some debris when you come over. Might feel some tension in the air. Just want you to know there's a planned demo going on, but we're going to be all right at the end of it. We're building something new. I hope, right? We pray, and we got to blow this up.
Yeah.
So I already know you have a good therapist, and so you can collaborate with that person in this process. But I'm voting on you. I'm betting on you. I'm betting on all this work that you have done has not been in vain.
Thanks.
It has not been in vain, Kay.
I have tried so hard. And in all honesty, when I first started trying to heal, I wasn't doing it for me. I was doing it for him and for the marriage. Because I loved him so, and
Yeah.
I wanted to be a good wife.
Mm-hmm.
For the last 5 years of erasing myself, I've realized I also need to take care of me.
That's right.
The church, man, the whole self-care, don't love yourself.
Oh,
I grew up in that so hard, and it's been a lifetime of understanding truth biblically behind that,
yeah,
and erasing those narrow pathways.
absolutely. I mean, think about
It's
what that
brutal.
lie has done to even the lead pastors of these churches that preached it.
Yeah.
They burn out as well
Yeah.
in all manner of
Yeah.
ways, because it's like you never took care of yourself, and you've always been here for the church, and you were faithful to the call at the expense of your marriage and at the expense of your children, at the expense of your health.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we know that lie has been proven, and we don't have to live with that anymore. You do have to take care of yourself. Jesus often retreated to a solitary place to have time with the Father. He was practicing self-care. It's the reason why he didn't burn out. So, okay, let me pray for you now.
Thank you.
Yeah. God, I thank you so much for my sister, your daughter. Thank you for giving her the boldness and the bravery to let her voice be heard today, to let her face be seen to me today. I don't take that for granted. Holy Spirit, I pray that you would be with Kay in the next days, weeks, months, years to come, that you would give her the boldness, the same boldness you gave your other disciples, to speak the truth. Filled with grace, but the truth. Truth that literally sets people free. God, I pray that the truth that she speaks and the way that she speaks it, Holy Spirit, that you would just be in the middle of all the words, and where the enemy would try to come with confusion and distortion, that you would bring clarity. God, I pray for her husband right now. I thank you for him. I thank you that he is your son and you love him. And God, you know how to reach the heart of man better than any of us can. And I pray, Lord God, that his heart would be poised and positioned to receive the truth that Kay has to speak. I come against every lie of the enemy. I come against every distortion of the enemy that would make him think that he is competing or at odds with his wife. You made them one, and who you have brought together, let no man put asunder. So God, I thank you that the truth would bring them together. It would not tear them apart. And in Jesus' name, get glory out of this story. In Jesus' name. Amen.
What's your opinion on Most Def as a lyricist?
Oh my God. I did not expect this to be the bonus question. Kay, as if I needed a reason to love you more. Most Def better be in somebody's top 10 if he's not in their top 5.
I love him.
I love him too. Oh my God. I did not expect that.
My favorite song, which I can't say because I'm a white woman, is Mr. N.
Yes.
I love that song so much because it's like you were talking about someone else, and it's who's a rapper, but it's like you're sitting next to them.
That's
when
right.
They're living out their story.
Absolutely.
That song blows my mind every time I listen to it, and it also gives me such insight into what people of color go through. But it's just so well done. I just love it so much.
It is. He's a brilliant man. He's a brilliant mind. And I'm so grateful that he decided to pick up a mic, because there is no one like the incomparable Most Def.
I feel like no one talks about him, and I'm like,
I agree. He needs to be talked about more. But pure lyricists, pure lyricists don't get the same attention as the good songwriters. Right? You got rappers that just know how to make club bangers and good songs. But just the pure lyricist, Most Def, Talib Kweli,
Black Star,
Black Thought, Black Star.
Talib Kweli and Mos Def were Black Star.
Yeah,
Raucous
you talking about the
Records.
group? Okay,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Black Thought is
Black
another
Thought
one
is,
that is
yeah,
not-
yeah.
not
He needs to be
considered.
talked about more. There's
Yeah, there's a grip.
Common Sense. I mean, there's just, yeah. You have blessed me today. Okay.
I feel like the poetry out of that man is just astounding.
I agree with
Every
you.
time I listen to his words, I don't even know what to say.
I love it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pull up. I'm gonna have to pull that up after the show for sure.
It's yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Do
go
it.
back to that. Well, I
All
love
right,
you,
well,
sister.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you
And
for trusting
thank
me
you
with
to the
yours.
team. Thanks. Yeah, I God's timing is right, and I'm glad I was on today. And, I pray for you guys. I
Thank
can't
you.
financially support you right now, but I am praying for you guys. And
We will take the prayers.
my kids love you. My
Thank
youngest is now what? Every time. And,
I love it.
that's his favorite part of the show. He's committed to the intro.
I love it.
Yeah, I just thank you for what you're doing.
We're honored to serve you, Kay. Thank you for calling in. Have a great day, okay?
Thanks, you too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow. All right, so Kay brought up hey, I can't financially support you. We're praying, which if you can't financially support us, that's fine. Pray. Please pray. We take all the prayers.
Yes.
But I did start a new nonprofit called Wide Open Collective. And if you have been given to us through Cash App or PayPal, I would say thank you so much for supporting us there. And all of our giving links now should just be updated with Wide Open Collective. It is a nonprofit that we've set up that not only allows us to bless the churches that we oversee, but it also allows us to be a blessing to our community. So thank you all for your support, and I'm grateful that we have a new space for you to give.
Do you have the link?
Of course I do. I didn't give y'all the links?
No.
Oh, I thought I gave y'all the links.
Yeah, Tim's about to send us the link, y'all, and we will throw that all over YouTube and socials, and that's just going to be the best way that
I
if
thought
you
I
want to
sent
give, you
y'all the
can do it.
links.
You sent us a launch kit link, which expired, so we were never able to get the URL, which is okay. We'll fix it today.
No pasa nada.
Yeah, we'll fix it
Un
today.
momento, por favor.
Yeah. The cool thing while you're doing that, Tim, also with overflow.com or overflow.co, which is who Wide Open Collective partnered with.
Yep.
There's several ways that our viewers and community members can give. Crypto, stocks, but also there's a cool feature on there called roundups, which is like kind of like acorns, like where instead of investing in penny stocks, you can just round up every single purchase that you make through your debit card. And it's not only a really easy, minimal way to do it, and it adds up, and it's an amazing feature that from this giving platform
Really cool.
that we've collaborated with. So
Sweet.
yeah, roundups, it's fire.
And shout out to the people who have been gifting in the chat. There's $645 that people have already given on
Ariel
this
Today?
Carter.
on this
Today.
stream.
Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
Ariel Carter gave 500 bucks.
500.
What?
George
Yeah.
gave 50
Give the
pounds.
shout out. Give the shout outs.
Oh my goodness. That's
Yeah.
how is that happening
And with
that quick?
And with Overflow, with this new giving link, you'll be able to, right, Tim? If I'm not mistaken, they'll be able to do the tax write-offs for all of the giving to the charitable
Absolutely correct.
contributions to the 501(c)(3).
That's absolutely
So
correct.
you get the opportunity to do that. Also, like with partnerships, like through Spotify or YouTube, like when you give to the new Wide Open Collective link, all of the proceeds will go to
It sure will.
the home.
It sure will. I thought I don't know why I thought I gave y'all this already, so please forgive me. That's on me. Give me 1 second.
One Mississippi.
It's like we've been on sabbatical.
And she gave me 1 second. It's you saying 1 Mississippi. That you're hilarious.
Also, it's Carrie Boyd's first time listening.
What?
And
What's
this
up,
is a great
Carrie?
podcast, Carrie says. Welcome.
What's up, Carrie? What is it? Shout out members.
Shout out members. It's hilarious. Okay, where is it?
Tim, can I bring my daughter next week?
Of course you can.
Which one?
Allie.
Oh, I love Allie.
Yeah,
Bring your daughter to
Both
work
your
day.
daughters.
My daughter doesn't have daycare next week because school starts on.
Booyah.
Dang, that's crazy.
Okay, but like, what did you expect me to say?
I
Like-
just wanted to kind of clarify that Allie's gonna pull up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like,
Okay.
but like, what else was I going to say except yes? Like, why would I say no to that?
I have no idea.
And if I did say no to that, why would I say no to that?
I would be like, hey, dude, well, check this out. Allie's just gonna be right there. I didn't
Yeah,
say
yeah.
no, but
I know
she
you
gonna be
said
right
no,
there.
but she gonna be here because she has to be here. That's really funny.
She's gonna be so excited to see you, all of you. Actually,
Oh, I love Allie. She just had a birthday.
she
Happy
turned 9
birthday,
on
Allie.
Friday.
Hey. I miss being a kid sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Ass.
What?
Sorry.
What?
I love being an adult. It's great. Dude, you can drive and go
Oh,
get a
you said
milkshake.
pass.
Oh,
I said pass.
Pass.
Oh.
P-A-S-S.
Yeah, yeah. I
think I
thought he
Me
said something
too,
else. I
me
thought he
What
said
did you
something
hear?
else.
A-S-S.
Ass?
drop
Yeah.
the P.
Oh.
Don't drop the P. But, you know
No,
what I'm
don't do
saying?
that,
Drop the P when
please.
you're spelling it.
Girlfriend.
Well, no
Hey.
responsibilities, you know.
Ugh.
He put Tim on the spot in front of all of us.
Ooh.
Me, because I was like, hey, Tim, I'm okay. Can I bring Ellie?
Can I bring Allie here? What? Of course you can. Oh, good, because she was coming anyway. That's what that was.
Upset the daycare.
Upset the daycare is hilarious.
That's
Have
adorable.
you ever seen Daddy Daycare with Eddie Murphy?
Oh,
Good.
incredible.
Classic.
It's good.
Incredible.
Classic.
Good. It's good.
All right. Did everybody just get that?
Si, senor.
That should be the link.
It's confirmed working, Timster.
Booyah.
It looks gorgeous on our end. All right. We are dropping it in the chat right now, folks, for everyone to have it.
I'll go back through the catalog too, and also update the links in every place.
Please forgive me. I thought I gave that to you already. I don't know. I don't know.
You're forgiven, brother.
I don't know how that happened.
No te preocupes, hombre. Estamos bien. En el tiempo de Dios.
Vale.
All right. There's the chat, folks, and it's pinned to the top of the chat.
Let's go.
Yep.
Overflow.
Overflow
We are
for
not-
show.
Close the doors.
Show that do.
We're not leaving till we hit
Give me the
200K. Close the doors, deacons.
Wow.
Ministers.
Close
Please.
the doors.
Everyone.
Never would have made it. I'm going to sing this song until 200K hits
Oh
this.
my gosh.
Close the doors, deacons.
Psalm 91 right now.
Yo,
coming
Marvin Sapp.
That's a great song.
Never would have made it. It's a great song.
It's incredible.
It's a great song. Oh, man.
Yeah,
I'm so happy to be back.
Go ahead and give y'all.
How are your headphones? The new in-ears,
What?
man.
They're cool.
They look dope,
They're,
dude.
Yeah.
They are kind of cool.
They are.
They're a little bit bougie. All right, who's next?
All right, Israel, you are on the line with Tim Ross. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Israel?
I'm real nervous. I just want to say thank you. Also, little context to me. 3 years ago, my wife kind of decided she wanted to move on with her life. We have 3 kids together, so it's kind of just been a battle these past 3 years with all that.
Yes, sir.
Right now, I feel like I'm in a season of where I'm just kind of preparing for myself for whatever God has. And I'm just trying to refocus my mindset because I haven't really been, I've been grieving in the wrong ways the past 3 years. So I'm just kind of refocusing and trying to get aligned with everything that I'm supposed to be doing, which I feel like I'm on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it's listening to you. Ever since my wife left, like that same week, you was the first person to pop up on my TikTok. So
Wow.
that was like literally when the basement started. And
Yeah.
so I've been watching every episode.
Thank you,
haven't
bro.
haven't missed one whiteout. Been watching some of Preston's videos,
Yeah.
some of Ruslan, George Danko. So I've been just really trying to figure this out. And I guess right now I'm just kind of looking for some like more clarity and making sure that I'm like headed in the right direction.
Okay.
as far as what I'm looking for.
Yeah, for sure.
Or not as far as what I'm looking for, but
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you locking in with us, man, and trusting my voice. I don't take that for granted. Thank you so much, man. So how long were you married?
We were married going almost 12 years.
Okay.
High school sweethearts.
Yep. And then you said she moved on 3 years ago?
Yeah, she did. She sat down with me and told me that she just felt that it was time for us to separate.
Wow.
I didn't agree. I felt like I didn't have really a choice or any say so. So I just let her make her choice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she wasn't sitting down to like talk anything out. She sat you down to notify you.
Yeah.
Okay. And how old are your children now?
My oldest is 14.
Okay.
He's freshman in high school this year. I got a middle child who's 9, and then a youngest child who's 8. All
Okay.
boys.
Okay, all boys. You got 3 boys. How did
Undefeated.
how did this impact them?
It's hard to tell.
Okay.
I know my oldest has been impacted a lot just because of certain situations that have occurred since.
Okay.
I feel like he's kind of like closed himself off to the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
My little ones, I think they're just kind of in that like go with the flow age, so they don't really understand exactly. But I know that they miss, the family connection and
For sure.
everything. So
Yep.
they're always asking me questions about, are you and mommy still friends and stuff like that? And I just don't know how to answer those questions.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's unfortunate. So, do you have them full time, or is there custody? How's it going?
That's been a tough part because financially I haven't been able to put myself in a position to kind of get to fight for custody or get a lawyer.
Yep.
And her circumstance right now is a little confidential. I don't want to put it out there.
Understood.
But they've been living with her.
Okay.
And she moved in with another man.
Okay.
So
okay.
I get them like every other weekend, which I would like them more.
Yep.
But currently I'm kind of living with my parents because it's kind of one of those last resorts things, you got to do what you got to do.
Hey, well, one of the things that people do not understand about the impact of divorce on a man. Statistically, when a man and a woman divorce, the woman usually gets the money, the children, and has a stronger support system. The man loses his family, is usually ostracized from the community because they choose her over him, and he loses his resources. So the man usually winds up more mentally and emotionally damaged by the divorce than the woman is. And so you living with your parents, first of all, thank God for them. And
yeah.
Second of all, I understand the journey of why that would need to happen when you lost your marriage. So I'm sorry you had to go through this, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah. What do you need today?
Well, I've been I guess just kind of clarity, some guidance. I know if I laid out a timeline, I say after a year of the separation, some situations ended up happening, and I just kind of fell back into like alcohol and vaping, and then eventually ended up smoking weed again.
Okay.
This summer has been mind blowing. I stopped smoking about this is like my 5th week clean.
Great.
No weed.
Great.
I've never been like a alcoholic or a heavy drinker. I usually just like drink 1 or 2 drinks. So I don't think I have a problem with that. But I've been addicted to porn since I was like 11.
Okay.
But it's been like a battle on and off. Right now I'm good. Haven't seen any porn in over a month. So,
okay. Good.
or masturbate or anything. And I vape. So that's kind of just like the only vice that I have other than probably, TikTok. Um,
I feel you.
So, but right now I just kind of been relining. I got a new job last week, which I'm excited about because it kind of fits all the experience that I have.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And so I know that like one thing you talk about is like community.
Yep.
I've been doing CrossFit, working out.
Great.
And I've lost over 100 pounds doing it.
Wow. Congratulations, bro.
Thank you. I'm excited. I feel better.
Yeah, for sure. I know you do.
Go, but,
yeah, absolutely. Get 100 pounds off you, you're gonna feel better for sure.
Man, say what?
Yeah, for sure.
So right now I feel like I need to be in a church or some kind of Bible study, but I'm just like I struggle with like being in churches because I grew up Church of God.
Yep.
Spanish Church of God, if that means anything.
Yep.
And as different churches moving from different states, like New York, Florida, now being in Tennessee for like 21 years, it's hard for me to feel like I belong there because I feel like I'll sit there, I'll listen to the word, but then I just kind of want to bounce. I don't even want to interact with nobody,
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I guess that's where I'm at right now. Just really wanting to get more involved in the community aspect of it and just don't know how.
Absolutely. Well, picking a church in 2025, man, is it's a process. You know what I mean? You got to go shopping because everybody's community is different. And the community that you came from, I can understand you not wanting to go back to that type of community. But there's some great churches out there that have great communities, and you just have to be intentional about like going shopping. Like, set aside 90 days. And, I remember when we were looking for our new church home, which we have now in Denton, it's called Cross Church. I literally pulled up Google Maps and hit churches, and then every little button, red dot that came up, I was like, all right, Jew, you got to go. I'm traveling for the next few weeks, but you got to go check out these churches and figure out which one we gonna go to. And so we went to, Jew went to some on the weekend, and then all the rest listen, I'm gonna look right in this camera and say this to every pastor and church that's out there: if you have an online service, this is your marketing. Your whole marketing is going down in that online service. If you store those services on YouTube, people are shopping churches online. We do everything else online. We Amazon everything and we Uber Eats everything. Don't think your church ain't getting checked on online. And people don't have to walk in. All we got to do is, I'm gonna tell you big facts. I have gone to churches online service experience. I watch the whole thing, and then I go to their website and I check about pastor, and then I check what that leadership look like. And if it come back all white, and you ain't in a predominantly white area, you've told me everything I need to know. If you got one token black worship leader, you told me everything I need to know. You ain't got no elders I ain't looking for black people. I'm just looking for diversity. Right? Theologically, I know women, no women, whatever. But I'm looking for diversity. And if I don't see it, this is like, oh man, I ain't coming over there. Your sermon could be banging. I'm not coming over there. So get that mindset in for shopping. Right? Like, and you already know the type of community you're looking for. You can find that community. You just got to go on the hunt for it.
Okay.
And then
I guess,
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, please.
Well, I was gonna say the other thing I guess when it comes down to is like relationships. I guess feeling guilty. I feel guilty a lot because I feel like my kids are missing out on something that I had when I was growing up. You know, a mom and a dad
Yeah,
in the
for sure.
household the whole time.
Yep.
And then, you know, her being with someone else now, you know, feeling kind of like replaced and not being able to share those experiences with my kids that I would love to share with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of that. And so I'm just, I guess how is it that do you not feel like so guilty and just kind of just force yourself to do it, or you have to like recognize that maybe that's not where you're supposed to be at or something?
Yeah, well, I can understand where the feeling of guilt comes from. What I strongly encourage you to do is just be kind to yourself, Israel, because you didn't get married planning on divorce.
Mm-mm.
You didn't get married with the intention of having bringing children into the world that wouldn't have their nuclear mother and father. And it happened. Right? So you didn't plan it, and it happened, and we gotta play with the cards that we've been dealt. And because half of the marriages end in divorce, your children are not in an isolated situation, and they're not in a situation that is so debilitating that they won't be all right. You still get to be their father. You still get to be a godly presence. You still get to set examples for them that are going to deposit seeds in them in a way that are going to be more important than if your mother and father, their mother and father stayed together. And I would tell you, there are a lot of, again, you did not plan this, but also keep in mind that there are a lot of children that came from homes where they did have a mother and a father, and it would have been better if they had divorced than to stay married and allow their children to see all the foolishness that they had to go through in their marriage. So you give yourself grace. We could, woulda, coulda, shoulda all day. You mourn and grieve the plans that you wanted for your marriage that didn't come to pass, and you also grieve what you wanted for your kids and don't have the opportunity to give them anymore because of the decision your wife or your ex-wife made. And then you just move on. And you commit to being the best dad that they could have. That's all you can do. Everybody don't make it. We all, when we say I do, we all have intentions of making it. And as we grow, if we don't grow and evolve in Christ, we are going to grow and evolve out of relationship. That's just the two ways to grow. And so people within the church and without the church still have the same divorce rate. So don't be too hard on yourself. If this was a situation where the divorce rate was only 10%, then you could kick yourself in the behind and go, what the hell have I been doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, right now when people say I do, it's a 50-50 chance. And if two people ain't committed to Christ, it's probably a 80-20 chance that it's not going to work. So, yeah, I hope that helps.
Yeah, it does. Because to be honest, it's stuff that I'd be telling myself, but it's like, I guess I feel like I don't really have anybody to really like, hey, this is what's going on in my head.
Yeah.
I've had therapists. I've been kind of like in and out of therapy, trying to get back into it. But I've just been watching the pods and stuff, trying to get a collective thought of like what's really going on or where my focus really should be at. So,
for sure.
Everything you said is just kind of like confirmation to how I've been feeling and thinking these last couple months. So
Good, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. No, we're honored to serve you, man. And thank you for being on the journey with us. And bro, keep up the good work, man. Are you kidding me right now? You're down over 100 pounds. Chunk deuces to weed the last 5 weeks, been over a month. sober from porn. The vaping's next. You about to drop all this.
Yeah.
Because you're
I agree.
being a steward of your temple, man. So just keep up the good work, man. I'm super proud of you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Bro, well, I love you, man. Have a great day, okay?
All right. You have a great day too. Thank
Okay,
you.
I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Thank you, Hector and Julie and Derek.
Yeah.
Love you,
Our
brother.
people,
bro.
let's go.
Love you guys.
Man. I love it when a man speaks up, bro.
I know there's only 10 minutes, but this person, we do have one more person, or we can push her to tomorrow. She's down for a speed round.
Is she really?
Emberly.
Okay.
But it'd be a quick
I
one.
love that name.
Is she understands?
She's down with it. I'm not sure. I know you like to take your time with it, so I didn't want to rush it.
If
you like to
she
wait.
understands our time constraint, then I'm good.
100%.
Okay.
Emberly, you are on Wide Open with Tim Ross, and thank you for making it to the speed round.
Hi, Emberly. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. I love your voice.
Oh, thank you.
What's going on?
I'm super nervous.
You fine.
So I wanted to ask the question. It was a relationship based question.
Okay.
I actually was in a relationship with someone for 9 years.
Okay.
And he and I kind of was on and off for about 9 years.
Okay.
But now we're kind of officially broken up. And so I know, like, I've listened to the show a lot of times where you say that, you know, with you and Jude's situation, like, you knew when to hold on, like, you knew what you wanted and you kind of pursued that.
For sure.
So my first question is, how do you know when to continue to pursue it or let go?
Mm-hmm.
And then my second question would be more so of a parenting question as how do you enjoy self-care without feeling guilty about it? I'm a single mom, but I have a problem with like enjoying self-care because I feel
Understood.
guilty for leaving my daughter.
Understood. How many kids do you have?
2 girls,
2 girls. What are their ages?
14 and 16.
Oh, wow. I'm going to go in order, but
Okay.
I can't wait to get to your second question. All right. So with your first question, specifically with this relationship that you were in for 9 years on and off, and now it's kind of officially over, how do you know when to like officially cut it off? Like I'm not checking no more, right?
Yeah, because like at this point we're kind of in limbo mode.
Yeah.
And it really kind of cut off because like I've always been a Christian, but recently, maybe the last 2 years, I've just become really a follower of Jesus.
Okay.
Just kind of following and trying to do the right thing.
Yep.
And so I kind of I cut off the 6. It was like, hey, I'm not doing that anymore.
For sure.
And he kind of offended. I felt offended about it,
Mhm.
but you know, like out of the 9 years, we may have gone on 10 dates, and you know, it was just not productive.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so like 9 years later, we're still arguing about dates and, you know, things that I think we should be moving more so of like building together, and it's feeling like it's like separated.
Yeah,
you know, we're not on the
absolutely.
same team.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Okay, so let me ask this question. If you would have cut off the sex and 3 weeks later he would have asked you to marry him, what would you have said?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Okay, so that's my indication that this was never husband material.
Oh wow.
You had a playmate,
Wow.
and when you quit playing, you realized that everything else about him wasn't worth playing with.
Oh wow.
So that relationship's over. So there's that. Okay.
Yeah.
You had-
Okay.
you had a playmate for 9 years, and you got serious about your relationship with Jesus, and you don't want to play with him no more. And so he's gone.
Okay.
Okay. So that's your first one. All right. Now, You got
Okay.
you got a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old. They can cook. They can look after themselves. They are of age where they are in their own little world anyway. You better go get your hair done. You better go get your nails done. You better go get a massage. You better be a 90-minute massage. If they give you one for 2 hours, go to sleep and wake up and let them still be rubbing on you. Like, you need to take it. You need to have days that are just about you. You
Right.
are a good mom. You raising 2 daughters. You deserve a day to yourself.
Okay.
Put them jokers on autopilot. Stock them up with some ramen noodles and some Uber Eats money, and tell them, I'll see y'all tonight. Don't die while I'm gone.
Yeah. Like, I'm getting anxious just thinking about it. Like,
Ooh. Okay, so what is it? What are you feeling? Where does that anxiety come from?
I always think like the worst that could happen, like what
Okay.
if you don't make it back home? So it's real life, like I don't know. I don't know. It's just like I know that I'm the only thing that they have. So
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
very like just I don't not cautious, but it's like kind of overprotective.
Okay.
So and I feel so guilty, like, okay, you just gonna leave them to go have a good time. So I don't I gotta work through that part.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. And this is a question. I'm asking you the question, but it's a question you need to ask yourself. Do you deserve to have a good time?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then what would stand in the way of you having a good time?
I mean, at this point, just myself.
Okay. All right. Well, then, if you know that, take baby steps. Maybe you don't go out the whole night.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not going for the whole day. Maybe you're going for a couple of hours. Maybe it is just a massage and you come
Okay.
back. Maybe it is just a mani-pedi and you come back. But do something for yourself. Maybe it's I'll give you a smaller baby step. Maybe it's just you not coming out the room for 3 hours after you wake up.
Now I do that.
Good. Okay. Okay.
But it's just like the separation between us is it gets me very, and I want to kind of break that barrier because, of course, like next year I'll have a senior, and
That's
it's
right.
just like I need to start cutting the cord.
Yep.
But it is so hard. Like,
Understood.
every time I talk about it, I cry.
Understood. Well, that means you're a good mommy, and
Okay.
you are self-aware enough, and I applaud your self-awareness around. You know you're going to have to start making a transition, because what you don't want to do is become codependent and enmesh with them
Yeah.
in an unhealthy way. You are raising daughters to become self-sufficient and self-sustaining and to get on with their own life.
Yeah.
And you should not suspend your life until they get on with theirs. You got to take moments for yourself.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So baby steps. You're good in the house, but I need you to take some baby steps outside the house. And it don't have to be 12 hours. go away for a couple of hours, come back. They'll be alive, and you'll be alive too. Ain't nothing going to happen to you.
Yes.
God got you covered.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I love you. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay, you too.
Hey, I want to tell you, thank you so much. I can honestly say, like, your show and my church has been the, like, root of me, like, staying on track and following Jesus. So I really appreciate y'all and what y'all do every day, because I have an outlet of, like, learning
Yes,
and
ma'am.
still just, like, being connected to the Lord.
I love
I
it.
really enjoyed your background, because you gave me some balance on, okay, you can still have hood tendencies and still love God.
Yes. Just like these jokers be out in the country, they got country tendencies and still love God, right? So like,
Yes.
what are we doing?
And I used to battle with that. It's like I want to hit her in her throat, but I used to feel bad. Like you can't be a Christian and do that, and you're showing me like you can still have that thought.
That's
as long as
right.
You don't act out.
That's
on
right.
It.
That's
So,
exactly right. That's exactly right.
So I really appreciate you, Hector, Derek, Cooley. Y'all are awesome.
Thank you, Emberly. We love you so much.
Y'all are
Thank you for
awesome.
the encouragement.
y'all.
Thank you. Have a
Yes.
great day, okay?
Say Monday.
Okay. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
What was that?
That was Hooli kicking the table because she's
Wait, was that really me?
that was you.
Oh, dang.
That wasn't me. That was
She's
you.
like, what's that?
Hilarious.
I think she kicked it and then the weight came. and then-
Sorry, my feet are swollen, so I'm like trying to elevate
It's okay.
my little feet.
It's
No
okay.
pasa nada.
No pasa nada. Oh, would you look at that?
I love the surprise.
Do you hear that
Hey,
timing?
No pasa nada. Oh, it's over.
Hey,
Bye.
if you're a member on YouTube, stay locked in. You know that members only episode, Members Monday, is coming up next.
Hey.
Love you guys so much. Can't wait to talk to y'all. We will see y'all soon. I am Timothy Charles Ross, fresh off a 6-week break. That is Hector Alejandro Guerrero. This is Derek Angel
Angel. Yeah.
Santiago.
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 Israel Santiago. Let's go.
Israel. And this is Juliana Buendia Karlovich with no music or no nothing. And Baby Karlovich.
Baby Carly.
Deuces.
Wait, we're not doing the little thing where we talk afterward?
No.
Oh, we got to do it. All right, let's do it one more time.
Hey, everybody. Look at the time. It's 12:01. We went 1 minute over. Man, can't wait for the members episode that's coming up. But man, we took off 6 weeks of rust and we just got right back into it. Hey, I'm Timothy Charles Ross. That is Hector Alejandro Guerrero. This is Derek Israel Santiago. And this is Juliana Buendia Karlovich Richardson III. And Baby Karlovich. Hey, so let me tell you what was so funny about Juliana with her Bam Bam feet
Bam, bam, feet. I was
kicking
gonna
this
say, what
table
happened?
because it was a soccer kick.
Was it really?
It was a
was intense.
full
I was
on
not aware. Wow.
like punt. It was like a punt of a football.
Can
just
we
going
get a
away.
replay?
Probably,
We can rewind
yeah.
it.
We could rewind it after the show, but
Okay.
like not
It's
in
gonna be a
real
gift.
time.
It's gonna be a gift.
We don't have an NFL budget. We're still
Yet.
trying to recover from
the
the
name of
other
Jesus.
foolishness, but yeah. I'm
then
just
she-
glad to be back.
And then she asked, what was it? Like, she
Yeah.
did it. And then she
Yeah.
acted like she
She
didn't know.
booted
what
it, and it
was.
was like, was that me?
No, for real. It was.
It was
I-
like
I
she.
just-
It
She's
was
like, oh, what was that?
You just shot someone.
I
What
was
happened?
not aware. I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't realize.
she shot somebody. Was like, did
Wow. With the gun. Whoa.
did I? Did that guy just drop because of me? Peace.